So, Preston, you had mentioned doing just the Blizzard thing, or doing everything.
We're supposed after that.
Wait a minute.
Thing.
Who's
Got feedback.
Oh, that's advertisement.
You know what the funny thing is? One of my old coaches, he posted on Facebook, he said, if you can't bench 225, you don't need to be with anybody. What's like
you don't need to be what?
Huh?
He said you don't need to be what?
You don't need to be with anybody.
I mean, who knows what I bench press now? Like that's like who's gonna maintain a 225 bench press their entire life? I mean, I need to go down there to my weights and check real quick because it's been
a lot of single mofos out here with that kind of criteria.
Yeah, that's such a football mentality because that's the weight they use to evaluate strength. 225. So it's like how many times can you bench press 225? Is how strong
it was 18 or 16.
Yeah. You would be lucky to get 5 out of me. Well, I think you can get about 7 out of me, and that was 2 years ago. But I have no idea now because I haven't worked out in about 2 years. So, and the older you get, the faster that stuff goes, and the harder it is to get it back. So, at 33, I have no idea what I can do. I know that there was a while back where I was starting to work out again, and I got back up in the 2s, and I could do that a few times, but never to the level of like NFL athletes. Like even wide receivers are at least in the 10s these days.
Yeah,
at least in the low 10s. Yeah, low 10s, high mid 10s. Yeah, that's normal for a wide receiver these days.
20s at least.
I could give you a good 150. At 225 is asking a little too much.
Yeah,
don't worry about Karl. We'll bench the rest for you.
I know you can do it. I already told you I haven't benched. You do the rest for Karl.
And I might only do that twice.
I mean, it's not the right exercise for evaluating strength, but for some reason it just became that. Because like it's just one type of strength. It's not, and people don't necessarily do it like. There's a way to do it for competitions, and there's a way people work out within. It's completely different. Like competitions, you can't use momentum, so you can't press, touch it. Like you got to press, touch, hold for a second, and then go back up. That's how competitions are. But in like, regular workout, people touch their chest. They kind of almost bounce it off their chest, so they get a little bit of that momentum going back the other way.
So they like.
Yeah. Well, my back's too weak to arch anymore, so it was a completely clean bench press when I did last time I did it because my back does not take that arch and stuff no more. I can't. If I do that, the weights are gonna come down. Everything. I could possibly do serious damage to myself because
it's almost like you're doing a bridge on a bench.
Yeah, my back is 33 years old, probably older than that to be 100% honest.
Karl out here look like he about to go stomp somebody out.
Got the black forces on, Karl.
You got that black force energy.
Look, thin in hair or not, I gotta have the waves right.
You got the waves?
You gotta show him. You gotta show him now, buddy. You gotta show him.
No, look, you're trying to mess up the maintenance.
First of all, you see, there's no creases over here, right? You don't just throw a wave cap out. This is technique. This is double compression. There's another one under here, son. You see the neatness?
That's professional right there.
You see the neatness right there? Come on.
It's wave caps all the way
seam on the outside.
It's a wave cap under the wave cap.
In the middle.
Real black force energy, boy.
Look at that. No knots. That's the no time method.
That's the no time method.
Yeah, you can't just be willy-nilly.
Remind me of them kids at fam. They used to show like, ooh, let me see them weight. Let me get sick. They were like, ooh, I'm sick.
And I never had like the full ring. I was just like, I just let it wave up in the front a little bit, but I ain't trying to. That's too much maintenance. Like
It
that
was
becomes a
a lot
lot.
of
That's a
work.
lifestyle. That's a lifestyle.
It is.
You gotta brush your hair constantly, forever.
It was a lot.
Well, okay, so I cheat, right? So I might get a little. I get like 2 brush sessions in a day, not too crazy.
Yeah, but how long are those sessions?
What? Yeah.
Look, it's about, first of all, getting it even. So you got to go through your brush progression. You got to
Yeah.
have hard bristles, medium, finish with the soft.
Wait a minute. What? You're using multiple bristles?
That's
Yes,
too much
they do
work.
different things. Hard
You already lost
bristles,
me.
you get down to the lower level to extend, right? And as you increase the softness, it increases lay and shine,
There
right?
you go.
So yeah, you make sure you get all the way around, and then you focus on your problem areas. You spend more time
Preston
there
getting about to
for
get
it to
stuck in
catch up.
another.
Oh my god! Wow!
Your cam is bugging out.
Yeah, only on Twitch though, not on Discord.
Oh,
No, I don't,
yeah,
it's on Discord for me.
Oh no, I
no,
see it
it's
clearly on
fine
Discord.
on Discord for
No,
me.
it's fine on Discord.
What?
It's just you, Swab. You messing up. You the
I
one
think
trying
I'm
to
going to
transport
another
him.
dimension.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is that any better?
Yeah, no, that's
you're
better. It's
good
good
now,
now.
man.
Up on my end.
Talking about Arca 81 other dimensions. You picking up some other shit. I
He
told
was
you.
about
Yeah,
to save some random individual who he has no connection with.
that
Hey.
person's gonna be short.
Hey.
Thanks for
Before we
joining
go
us,
another
and
tangent.
welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blur Dimension here on YouTube, on Insta, and on TikTok. If you haven't already, turn on notifications so you can be the first to know when we got new content for you. I'm Kavan Negrito Suave. We got JK Beast Eternal.
My fellow Black American. I don't know, fellow people. I don't know. I just try to come up with something different, but
Americanos like coffee.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
there.
maybe.
Black
Uh,
Americanos.
We got Creston Nasert,
What's good, everybody?
AJ Naslinja,
How's everybody doing?
JD Creates Activity,
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream.
and Karl XKBHX.
With
Also known
that
as
Black
Black
Force energy, baby.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
AJ.
force energy. Yeah.
Thanks.
With that Jamaican twist into it.
Wow.
Hey, gotta have that.
All our pronouns are he, him, and his. Most of the stuff we're talking about has to do with Xbox putting in a bid to acquire Activision Blizzard King. So I mean, it all kind of ties into that. And then we're gonna play. Y'all want to play Windjammers for real? And Halo.
Only thing I hate
Oh,
that
man.
the lobby system is terrible.
Oh yeah. I forgot you said it got a lot.
We can just do Eddie Rocket and Halo.
Yeah, I'm down for some Rocket
For
League.
some Rocket League, yeah.
I'll play Rocket.
Okay.
And we have Team Blue and Orange draft picks tonight. So that's the first ever.
Karl and
First
Beast
season.
are the captains.
Yep.
I noted that somehow we got volunteered for that.
Yeah, man. You pick your team, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
but
Easy, man.
yeah,
You can randomize it. You can
There
just
you
close
go.
your eyes and point to like spin your hand around and point to a square. I don't know.
No, you and Tech got to get on that SoCal so we can get back to that.
Yes.
You said what?
It's not necessary. I mean, it's not free anymore. So
Hey, we've already talked about taking up a collection to help the less fortunate.
I'm absolutely the less fortunate. So
Nah. That nigga is
Absolutely.
fortunate enough.
what are you talking about?
Oh, man.
We thought about it. We're like,
I'll
we
cover,
might
I'll
need.
cover $5. I'll cover
Hey,
$5.
Tech, how's your Solana doing? Can you liquidate some of that crypto?
Nah, that shit is low right now, fam. I'm gonna tell you, it's hard out here for Solana.
I know I got into Solana a little late, so I knew I was low, but I was hoping that maybe you had that old Solana money. You know, it was like.
I got the old Solana money, but it's still
And that's all he got is the old money.
it's old.
It's old, but it's not better, unfortunately.
Listen, it
Not
just makes it
aged
hurt
well.
more. I remember the good old days, the 295 days, the thought we were about to hit 300 days.
Facts.
Now we over here singing 135 and lower.
Oh, good gracious! All crypto though is falling off.
Yeah.
So for some
Off a
weird
cliff.
reason.
Mm-hmm. You know
Did
what?
Bitcoin go up today?
No,
Bitcoin goes up every day. It goes up and down.
Everything I looked at was down.
Damn it.
I know Ethereum went down today.
Yeah, Ethereum that went down significantly. Shit's
Not
is
having a
at
great time.
126 a coin. Oh my pockets.
How much?
Ethereum is down 2. Oh shit. Bitcoin is down 39. That is low as hell. Actually, correct. Oh my gosh. 15%. My fucking wallet. Damn it.
My wallet went from 119 to 104. Yeah, damn.
Dang, that's a lot of money to lose.
It took a hit.
That's a significant
So-
percentage of money. Like that's
That sucks.
All right, I'm gonna start looking at it.
real quick.
All right, let's go.
I'm so sorry for your loss. So do y'all think is Sony gonna buy Ubisoft or somebody else to try and, I don't know, make up, compete?
They're broke. They can't do that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, they don't have that much cash.
This isn't one of those. Oh, you take my pawn, I take your pawn.
But
Sony has
Ubisoft should be cheap.
pawns.
Ubi should be cheap.
Like,
They're having
Sony's
similar
cheap.
problems to. They're having similar problems
Nah,
to
Sony's
Activision
cheap.
Blizzard.
They're on the same level.
And well, you might be right, and I feel like it's unlikely for that reason, but also because they've already been investing in other studios that have like people from big franchises, people from Destiny, people from Assassin's Creed, people from Call of Duty. So I mean, they're like, hey, we putting in this little bit of money. That's what we got, and it's not like they need to sell more consoles. Like they're the most popular after the Switch. So I mean,
well,
I don't think it's likely.
It's unlikely that they'll buy something, but I do imagine they're
And
going
Ubisoft
to
isn't
start
for sale.
negotiating and making deals with people, like making like these exclusivity deals to kind of like lock up, those kind of relationships. So I mean, like, because even think about this Activision thing. Like right now, this doesn't do anything to them, right? But take their stock price because the stock market is like that. People are very reactionary, but it doesn't do anything to their deal with Activision because the same way with Bethesda, Microsoft is gonna exactly. Microsoft is gonna honor those contracts for now, and all they're gonna do is like sneak in some cool like older games that nobody's talking about onto Game Pass, and say, hey, yeah, you can play this game. You can play this game on Game Pass now. But in terms of like buying some other company or whatever, like I don't think they're gonna do that because, like Karl said, they ain't got no money. I mean, it's the same reason why they keep threatening to take Spider-Man out of the MCU, knowing good and well that that's just their way of saying Disney, we need more money. Like,
listen, y'all know y'all need this Peter Parker face up in your movies.
Yeah.
So it's either you cough up the cash or Peter Parker takes this dip. Like, listen,
Spider-Man.
So that means since Xbox has Activision, does that mean that what other Spider-Man games come out is going to be Xbox exclusives now?
I think that what's going to happen is they won't be able to do that thing with Sony that they've been doing, where they're like, oh, Spider-Man's. Well, it depends. First of all, Carl's right. Like, if this is an MCU kind of themed game, it might fall back in the Sony category still. But if this is a game that was like previously an Activision title, like I don't know where Miles Morales falls, but seems like it might be. That's an Activision game, right? The
That falls before they bought it, so
yeah,
the
yeah,
new game comes out. The new game coming out falls before this acquisition as well.
right.
So they're good for those. They're good for those titles. So those are kind of Sony exclusive titles.
Right.
But
So
if they-
those, yes, I can understand those being Sony, but those are not the Avengers game. Because like the Avengers game, Spider-Man is a Sony exclusive. You can't play Spider-Man on the Xbox version of Avengers.
Nor would you
So
want.
It's not Activision, is it?
no, that's not Activision. That's my point.
That's Square Enix, but Square Enix went with is that still with Sony?
No, Square Enix they're their own
They're
people.
independent.
Yeah, they're independent.
They're their own people, and their
Miles
stock
Morales
actually
is-
actually went up because of Sony stock going down. Like,
Rough.
Yeah, they did.
That's
They did.
rough.
That before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out.
But
So as far as Miles Morales, that's an Insomniac game, so that's PlayStation's thing. But I wonder if that'll give Microsoft, like, if this will give Microsoft some leverage to be like, hey, will you help us? We help you. Like,
you help us. We
let us
don't
get
hurt
some of
you.
that
It's more
Spider-Man.
accurate.
Facts.
Nah.
It's more like
That's not gonna
protection money than it is. If they make any deals with Sony, it's like protection money. It's like, hey, if you don't want something unfortunate to happen to the next Spider-Man or the next whatever game,
Call of Duty, maybe.
You might want to pay some money to the family and make sure that they they're taken care of.
Yeah, everything that I've seen so far from like every other like Xbox person, like content creator out there, their big thing is the big shoe is COD, right? Like,
yeah,
Microsoft by all means has all rights to be like, COD's an exclusive now. They're not gonna do that to Warzone because Warzone makes profit being multi-console, but they definitely can pull back on COD, like a next COD release being just an Xbox exclusive video game.
It would kind of be stupid though.
It
I don't
would
think
be
they'd
by
do
all
that.
means.
Why would it be stupid?
I don't think they would, but it's
Because-
one of those. Yeah, it's a big shoe they have to throw down if they so choose.
Because
So I'm
Sony is the
curious why
better
it'd be
selling
stupid.
console, and because Call of Duty is the second biggest game on PlayStation after Fortnite.
So the question is, both long term and short term, is it better to
Yeah.
continue to make the revenue from Sony or enhance the revenue that you're going to be getting from Game Pass? Because
I don't
Because
think
their
they're
biggest
mutually
focus is Game
exclusive.
Pass.
Yeah.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive because just when Netflix was first hitting their stride with TV shows, right? It was House of Cards. There were people that got Netflix just for House of Cards, right? And they kept coming out with higher and higher quality shows. So now I think Microsoft is probably somewhere in the 20 to 40 million Game Pass subscriptions. And
Like,
not
it's
everybody's ultimate,
50.
right? So let's just say everybody was just regular $10. They can reasonably get to a Netflix level where you have 100, 200, 300 million subscribers. How
25
do you
million.
get there? That's where they're at right now, 25 million?
Oh, over 25 million as of like 2 days ago.
Right. So but if you want to get to that Netflix level, what does Netflix do? They invest an obscene amount of money on content, more than anybody
true.
else. So it's like, okay, what is your future? What's your long term? And if they don't believe they could get to Game Pass to those kind of numbers, then I agree, keep it multi-platform. But if you can, it doesn't make sense. Yes, short term you make more money, but long term you kind of cut in your own throat because you invested all this money. You need to
Yeah, you want to get people
realize
on your
all the
platform.
gains. Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that we're forgetting with Microsoft is their whole cloud initiative. So you think about how many platforms they have. I mean, they have regular Xbox, PC, and they have cloud. And then very soon a lot of these TV manufacturers are just going to have Game Pass just installed on the TVs. So I think that's the
You
other
think
like
so?
yeah, absolutely. So I think that's the other thing that we also need to keep in account when it comes to their whole goal with just content, just grabbing content. Is like not only do we can't just think of it as Microsoft and Xbox. We gotta think of it as Microsoft, Xbox, and then also Xbox
Microsoft
PC
Cloud.
and cloud. Yeah.
Yeah.
You already seeing what you're talking about, Crest, because look at like Amazon Prime Video and Apple. You already have underling subscriptions. Like you have AMC Plus on there. You got Discovery Plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they know they don't have the pull to just truly be on their own like a HBO. So they need to be packaged together with a more notable service like a Amazon Prime or maybe Netflix down the road will do some similar deals. But you're already seeing that, and if you have such a huge install base of either console or just people having Xbox subscription, it just makes sense.
Yep. But I don't think that Sony will buy a huge publisher. I don't think that's their end goal. I think Sony's approach has been buying developers. They don't they that's the thing. That's the reason why I mean the big knock with Microsoft and Xbox the last generation, especially Xbox One, is that there's no games. And so like now they're like now they're coming like they are over correcting that now where it's like you
Right.
have no excuse to not get and be in the Xbox family. So but PlayStation never had that issue where I mean they just created let's think about I mean they just created a new franchise for PS5 which is Returnal, right? And that's they did that uh second party now first party. So it's like their whole approach is let's buy the independent developers and bring them into the Sony family, not necessarily the publishers. I think as publishers like they're very confident and they're very confident in their IP. And so as long as they have the developers in house to crank them out, I don't think that they need to necessarily buy another publisher. So I don't think, and like I said, I don't think they have that much cash on hand to do that. I mean, they could buy one of the smaller ones like Capcom or, um, but nothing like Ubisoft and like especially
So,
not EA.
so what you're saying
Yeah.
is they on the strategy of, well, I'll say this, and I guess this will be the last thing. So they're going on a strategy of buying those independent developers, building up that pretty much the workforce, while Xbox is buying the IPs.
Xbox is just buying they're buying the
The whole
pre-made content. They're
Okay.
they're they're
Yeah.
buying they're buying the factories. Sony is in a business of creating a factory and then hiring the people that to run that factory. You know,
Yeah.
so I think that's just their approach. Like they're very. I mean, and the results show. I mean, they're very confident in their IP. I mean, some
Yeah.
of the biggest games that are coming out this year are PlayStation games. So,
This is true.
um,
I'd be
so
very interested if they bought the developers who made Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
I wouldn't. I would. That would be a perfect.
That'd be a
Yeah,
perfect comeback because they did an excellent game for being an independent developer. And if they got the resources to
exactly.
make more games and had that quality, it
Yep.
will be even better, and it will kind of not blow out the competition, but it will give Microsoft a run for their money because you can have all those wheelhouses of making games, but you can still come up with crappy games. I'm saying that they'll
Oh,
make crappy games, but I'm saying like you still can, quality may not be there. But
we'll see. We'll see on that because okay, one thing is Sony's current market cap is 136.55 billion. So Microsoft spent more than 50% of all of Sony's market cap on this deal. So yeah, Sony can't do that. But the other thing is like remember when people were clowning Netflix when all they had was Stars Play, and then they lost that contract with Stars Play, and people are like, "Oh, it's trash" or whatever. To me, that's the same thing. So, okay, so they're not buying the individual because that's not their strength. I don't think they have good managing development team. So you get publishers that have a track record of success. They know how to cultivate their developers
Yep.
and leave them be. You just give them resources, you give them motivation, and be
Exactly.
like, just let your imagination go wild. We'll fund it, and keep it on chill. And then probably like 2 to 3 years from now, you will have probably a AAA, a casual, and maybe a mobile game coming out every freaking month.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think that's the model. And no matter when you decide, I'm now in the market for a console. I'm now ready to get maybe a higher tier game on my cell phone. No matter where you are in your gaming journey, if you're now ready to make a decision, to have something fresh and hopefully critically acclaimed for you to dive into right away. And I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That cadence is going to be, it's
Crazy.
like once all these things like fall in place, like all these studios that they have, once they're cranking out, content's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like Meat Mill and
Yeah.
Drake all over.
Wow.
So going more into Microsoft's
So-
buying power.
Yeah.
And that was
the next
cash.
joint. That's crazy. It's
That was a stock.
like
That was
unimaginable.
bankroll.
Unimaginable. Like, can you like
Can someone
somebody
just throw
anyway?
60 billion at me? I mean, I will
I
don't know
take
what
it.
I would do
I'll
for
take
it.
it.
You know,
Listen, I will
personally.
figure
I would
it
do a
out. We'll
lot.
figure it out.
I would do a lot
Figure
for
Look,
it.
you know
So
what?
many
I
things.
dare them to see how much money I take from them. I dare them because you know,
I
like
I dare them.
I dare them to see if I'd take it. Like they need to
Mhm.
test me to see if I would take $1 billion. Just hand it to me.
I
Like
wouldn't take it.
I wouldn't do it. Like
Mm.
they couldn't. You
You
couldn't
said I
give me
wouldn't
enough
do it.
money, and I dare them to give me to
Agreed,
try
AJ.
to offer me that much money. Because see, unlike you guys, I'm principled. I wouldn't take $1 billion.
Exactly.
I wouldn't take $2 billion. You know what? I dare you to try to give me $10 billion. I dare you. I dare you to do it.
Triple dog
I'm not
dare you.
taking it.
What
I'm not
Triple
going
dog
to
dare
take
you.
it.
Send on
Sure.
Instagram. Send
But
on
if
Twitter.
you give me $60 million, 60 billion, I'll take it. I'll take
No,
it.
no, I wouldn't.
I
I
would-
wouldn't take it. They couldn't give me because I didn't earn it. I didn't earn it, and I don't take money I don't earn.
That doesn't
Totally.
sound like this.
It's just the way that I am.
Yeah, that's the way you roll.
God.
Hey.
No,
Mm.
like I understand you guys would like for them to just
I
give you
have utter
guys.
confidence in that statement, AJ.
Absolutely,
I
I
believe
would never take it, and I wish somebody would call my bluff. I wish they would.
wish so-
That's what
You know what, AJ? I can't call your bluff. You know,
I'm sure it would be something to see for you to stand strong
Yeah.
and denying that 70 bill.
Hey man, y'all can bring all the
I can see
cameras
the news
in
article
when they
now.
offer
Like,
me the
Blair
check, when
Dimension
they
would
slide it
blow up
over to me and watch me
because of his
slide it
stupidity.
right back. Say that again, Tech. I'm sorry.
Blair Dimension would blow up because of his stupidity. We would have people come in to the chat just to fuck with it. Like,
Did that nigga really turn down $70 billion?
Yeah, then watch me slide it right back across the table. Just like, no thank
Your
you.
bank mobile
Wow.
app would be
Anyway.
snapping a picture of that check so quick.
Right.
Facts. So could another question that was posed was, could Microsoft really buy Nintendo and the Switch? I mean, I don't know.
So
y'all.
quick
I guess they
on that.
could. From a money
Is-
standpoint, I think they
Yeah.
could.
They
Easily.
wouldn't.
Nintendo is not for sale. I has
That's what I
not
was
in
gonna
recent
ask.
memory been for sale.
If y'all watch,
It's
if y'all
for
watch the
sale.
dot,
It's
well,
not
it's just
for
got to be
sale.
the right number.
No, it don't matter what they say. It's public. All you got to do is get over 50% of the shareholders to agree to a sale. They don't even have to get all the stock. So yeah, they could just bankroll it,
To a
buy
hostile.
out all the public shares, and then do a hostile takeover if they wanted to. Now that would put a bad taste in some people's mouth for sure, but could they? Without question, easily.
I don't think that. First of all, I don't think it's a good idea to buy a Nintendo.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea. Not to say that Nintendo isn't valuable, but like
It's
you said,
not.
a hostile takeover
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't go well with Nintendo fans. Right?
Oh no,
They might just
rabbit.
Yeah, they might just buy only classic consoles and old consoles and completely ignore any new generation you spit out. So you're not going to even make any money off of everything. Everything will be like on a retail, or like on a market, not a retail market. Like everybody will be, it's like aftermarket stuff. You won't see any money. They're going to hate you. And now if Nintendo sells to Microsoft, that's different. But why would they sell? Nintendo does the least amount of innovation technically out of any company that's in the console era, and they make the most money off of consoles. Like they do less with consoles and make more. They've broken the system. They found a way to be successful while also being inferior. Like the Switch, you just holding the Switch, like you're like my phone is better than this.
Yeah.
Like you hold it and you're like, my phone is better than it. But I still own one and I still play it. I was playing it right before we got on stream. So
and that says more about you, AJ, than it does about the Switch.
It says that I'm not only am I principled and I just won't take free money that I haven't earned, but I also am loyal. That's what it is. So it's just showing everybody how good of a person I am. I just keep more and more positive traits just keep popping up during the stream.
Loyal to a company who won't give you a decent Switch. That's crazy.
Exactly. You know what?
How dare you?
My phone already has an OLED screen, so entire resolution. So
the decision
Switch has OLED screen. I didn't say anything about the resolution for a reason.
It's a higher.
Microsoft could buy it, but they don't want trash, so why spend money on it? So
how dare you? The IP is so valuable.
Yeah, that IP
like it's not even
the most valuable.
Because everything you're talking about,
business perspective, yes,
everything that you're talking about, Nintendo could do. There just isn't a reason to do it. Like, why waste money making these advanced systems? Because nobody else is making money off consoles. Nobody else is. Everybody else gotta wait. Everybody gotta wait for the games to come out, and then wait for the exclusives to hit and to make money through the studios. Everybody else has got to make money through the studios. Nobody else is making money by selling consoles but them. They're the only one who figured it out.
PlayStation are making money through them.
Yeah, they're making money, but they're not. Even if they're in the positive on consoles, even if they're in the positive, right? That doesn't necessarily mean you're making money, right? Breaking even is not what people get into business for. You're not, or being slightly over breaking even is not what people get into business for. Nintendo is making money off the Switch because the Switch is not expensive to make, right? It's very cheaply made, and it's not using anything advanced, right? Like it doesn't have Bluetooth. It doesn't have a lot. It doesn't have a lot of capabilities.
It has Bluetooth now.
Not for the people. Yeah, now for the people who like me who bought it pretty much when it came out. No, it does not.
You just pre-shot. It's all good.
Wow,
that was a weird omission because Bluetooth was it was updated through firmware. Like it was like the Bluetooth was on there, but you just couldn't like use it.
That's
weird.
Until literally it was like last year, literally when they.
Well, I need to try to hook my headphones up to it because for the longest I was like, I don't even got Bluetooth on this mug. So it's like it's a system that you see devices every day that are more advanced than it, right? You use your phone more, and somehow they've managed to get you to buy a console where they could have put everything that's on the Switch on your phone. They could have just started releasing Android and iOS apps, but they convinced you to buy a cheaper, worse phone to play your
Nintendo games on. You mean they convinced you anyway? No.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway,
it's me and Kristen and millions of other people.
A bunch of poor people. I'm so sorry for y'all.
I love my Switch. I stand by it.
All 10 of them?
I stand on that.
The plane ride is excellent.
Oh yeah,
you should love it.
My iPad is excellent. Right too.
Yeah.
But
why doesn't anybody jailbreak that thing and figure out how to run it on a phone?
You saw what happened to Bowser?
I did not see what happened about
Bowser went to jail.
They jailbroke it and overclock. You can overclock it.
Bowser. Don't
does
talk
not
about
play.
jailbreaking around Bowser, guys. Because it's a sore subject.
I just need look.
Sore
Look. Don't just happen to put out a GitHub repo. It's just code. Who knows what it's doing? You don't even have to leave a README.
That's still
Look,
leaving the fingerprint, my guy.
I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't look. You can write code. It's not illegal to write code. I'm just saying.
That's still leaving a fingerprint, my guy.
I'm okay with fingerprints. We all have them. Write code.
Listen, I don't want to put Nintendo
Doesn't
Mafia
make a
after
fresh
me, so I'm
account.
not going to be doing it.
No.
So what's the next thing before we
No, let's not go to jail.
All right.
GitHub guys. Whoever's figuring
Remember
that out.
what JK said last week? He's just trying not to go to jail this year, and Karl is trying to mess that up.
Look.
Throwing a wrench in them plans. Oh my
Jeff, you're
God.
gonna be a prison. He's so Karl, like,
Nobody told you to be a Fed, man.
this is all I wanted to give away this year.
My one goal, Karl.
one goal in life.
Just trying to stay free on the streets.
That's why you don't make New Year's resolutions.
All right. So what's next, man?
So Facebook wants to. Meta wants to.
No, Facebook.
Put. Right. They want to add NFT displays to your Instagram and Facebook profiles. They want to launch a like an NFT marketplace in their, I guess, in the Facebook app. Y'all know how I feel about NFTs, but I will say those two things together represent a really big step. Like, so remember we had that outage a couple months back, and then like I don't remember if we talked about that on here, but like I found out that Facebook is like the whole internet for lots of people in like plundered underdeveloped nations because they bundled it in with the phone service.
They gave it away. That was one of the reasons why Zuckerberg wanted to do those balloons. Was it balloons or was it kites for him? Not kites,
the Wi-Fi shit.
Wi-Fi.
I think he had the gliders.
Gliders. That's what I meant.
I think Google had the
Bill
balloons.
Gates wanted the balloons, right?
Okay.
So that's why he wanted the gliders to provide internet. The articles always read that he wanted to provide internet, but what he really wanted to provide was Facebook.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't
what he
altruism.
wanted was to have these gliders flying around, beaming down access to the internet through Facebook.
Yeah.
So what happens is they'll get their internet out there, and yes, Facebook is the internet for a lot of countries, right? Like
Facebook, WhatsApp.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Especially WhatsApp.
I think so that could be if they can work out like a smooth like onboarding process, that could be like a really big step for like mass adoption for NFTs and crypto shit. Because like that's just a lot of people.
It is, but the unfortunate side of that coin, right? It would be a Facebook coin. It would be a Facebook-based crypto, a Meta-based crypto. And the reason why they changed their name to Meta and making this dive is because of contracts like that with AT&T and Verizon that allows them to be essentially the main connection point to the metaverse, right? Like that's the dangerous side of the coin, but definitely agree.
It defeats the purpose of NFTs and crypto to lock it down in one place.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be off and on ramps, right?
Yeah.
But
you got to pay those tolls, though. That's the problem.
It's still a net benefit to the space to have this, because all it's just going to do is create participation. Like, okay, if you want to buy petroleum, one of the ways America maintains its power is that all petroleum is priced in US dollars. So you have to pay it with USD. You have to have USD to like buy crude, right? Okay. So let's say, at least momentarily, Facebook becomes the dominant player in crypto with their coin. Okay, yeah, you got to pay the toll to onboard and off, but the flip side of that, you get 2 billion people nearly instantly being involved in crypto. I think that's a net benefit as long as you have the proper on and off ramps. Like, I'll take
Yeah.
that one little L to increase participation. Crypto really takes off because if Facebook does it, there's some governments that was trying to like ban crypto,
That's
which
facts.
yes, they couldn't really do, but still, you don't want the regulatory regime to be
Regulators.
hard, right? So if Facebook does it, pretty much no government is going to try to step to Facebook with that, especially if
Yeah,
it
but
really takes off.
they'll just hit you on the back end with crypto like they do, and they'll just tax it partially, which is what they kind of do now. Like it's not the taxation laws on crypto are not cool. Like it's not like owning
No, they are
stock
not.
or anything like that.
Not at all. Fuck
Look,
that.
I'm not,
Say it right here, right now.
you
Saying
know,
suck it.
I'm not endorsing any immoral behavior. However, there's certain
Just
benefits to
insulted jail.
crypto, and I'm not, we don't need to get into what they are that can allow for certain mitigation strategies as it
Right.
pertains to taxes.
You
But
sound like you're joining Swab's crew over there.
what do you?
Are you-
What?
Hold on.
You take
Why'd you put Swab in this?
because Swab is the king of the high seas.
Whoa, I wouldn't
Like,
say
It
I
is
am
Captain Black Sparrow over there, and you sound like you're trying to join the crew.
I've been out there a time or two.
You and the Black Pearl will see it so
Look.
frequently.
I'm a land lover. What are you talking about?
Hey,
I'm just talking about
Exactly.
what some people are
Exactly.
mentioning or
you
doing.
just sound like you sound a little too comfortable. Like you sound like you might be a land lover with sea legs though.
Look, I'm cliff noting some blogs. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm not from
Doing some
personal
research.
experience. It's
Doing
not,
some
it's not
research.
me. That.
So ultimately, we're pretty much deciding that it's like it's a good thing for the most part. Like it's progress. It
don't know if it's a
will
good thing.
ultimately lead to. I wouldn't say good thing. It's the worst evil you can pick, and so
The best evil, you mean?
the best evil you can pick.
So
Worst
the
evil, best
worst evil would be that if all crypto somehow became Facebooks or whatever they're gonna call them.
Facebooks.
Face credits.
You know they're gonna call it like MetaCoin or some bullshit like that. Like that's exactly what they're gonna call it.
Yeah, because Libra failed, right? So they're probably not going to use Libra. But
Oh my
okay,
gosh, I
so
forgot about Libra,
if
but
if
yeah.
not Facebook, like which company should have done this? And if you're talking about, well, it should just be grassroots and an open source, that's not going to happen for the masses. Like
Right.
people got on the internet because of AOL. Like they didn't get there
Yeah.
because they started
This is
doing
facts.
BBSs and they eventually to getting online. No, it's gonna be some major company that does it for you. So if not Facebook, who do you think would be better for that?
I don't know. That
Unfortunately, nobody comes to mind. Like Swab said, Facebook is the internet for most people, and so
I mean,
like they're already.
This is something any number of tech companies to do, right? This, right? Google maybe having
God, no.
they could provide a soft wallet. Any Amazon, any number of Block could do. They kind of do this already to some extent. Any number of companies could do this, but who do you think, first of all, you would trust and could really scale this up to the masses?
Trust none of them.
So really, what you're telling me, it's going to be one of them.
Yeah. No, I mean I don't trust any of them. But I mean Facebook is already there. They already have the foothold. I definitely feel like it could be a net positive. I don't know that it will be, because like when we got on the internet with AOL, like we eventually moved on from that. But like, are those people gonna be able to break away from Facebook ever? Are they gonna be able to
Are they gonna want to break away from Facebook? That's a real question.
You would
that is the real question.
You gotta get actual currency on chain, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you can do that, there will have to be on and off ramps, like I said.
Right.
Like I don't think they could get away, no matter how much they would want to, that there's no exit for their coin or their chain. There's got to be on and off. So as long as there's that, eventually people are going to get wise to it. Eventually people are going to say, you know what? AOL, as cool as it is, they have instant messenger, but I could get 10 megabits over here versus 56K. Eventually, instant messenger wasn't that big of a draw to keep people on AOL, and they moved on. So I don't doubt that'll happen similarly for, people that hop on Facebook for their first crypto experience. Like, okay, yeah, you could do this. There's gonna be something better or something cheaper. That's probably what it's gonna be. Something cheaper that's gonna compete with it.
I mean, I sure hope so, man. All we can do is watch and see.
I have a suggestion.
What is it?
It's gonna be Blurred Dimension in association with Amazon. Coming out with and that's great coin called Blurred Coin.
Mm-hmm.
Only found here. Yes.
Only found here.
Is Amazon providing the liquidity?
I mean,
that's the real question.
They would have to, all right? Because we can't.
Somebody got to be liquid.
I think they know that's their role in this. That's how it started.
They took a chance for Black History Month. So
hey, Mackenzie would do it. We
Was
might
that
not have
the
the backing
Echo
of Amazon. Yeah, but yeah.
You think she pulled a what do you call it? What was Steve Jobs' wife name again? I forgot her name.
No, there you go.
But
no clue.
After Jobs passed away, she started messing with the darkies.
Hey,
So
She
she's married already, right? Or getting married again.
Oh,
already.
Is she?
Who, Mackenzie?
Yeah, or is it just a boyfriend? That science teacher?
I think that was just her boyfriend.
Yeah, she found some science teacher from some
That's
private
Bezos'
school.
wife, ain't it?
Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about Bezos, right? That's what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about Steve Jobs' wife.
No.
We're talking about
Mackenzie Scott.
Oh, I'm confused. Then.
Yeah, she was with some.
Oh, she is married. She's married.
Yeah, she married that teacher. She married a scientist.
She married this guy.
She went the exact opposite direction. She's like, let me find one of the poorest people in America.
Poorest, God, damn.
Poorest,
overworked.
most
now,
overworked, most stressed.
Do you think that's a power move? Like she's like, look, I gotta have the upper hand control next time around. Or do you think that's truly love? That's just love.
No,
she want to be alpha male. Alpha female.
Maybe I don't know. I won't put it past.
Love is a hard thing to like navigate, especially at the level of richness that she's at. Like in general, not that I would know how rich people fall in love, but I would suspect that with all of the divorces in like Hollywood and that you hear about with these high profile people, that it's a lot harder to settle when basically your entire life is so liquid. You could kind of like pretty much you could it's almost like like they treat houses and cars. It's like you can kind of trade them in whenever you want, right? And so at that level, I have no idea. Like who is she as a person? I don't know her, never met her, but it could be a power thing, could have been a love thing, who knows? I don't know how you meet a science teacher.
That's my thing. Like,
my question is, where these
niggas did they meet?
What's
these niggas met in a coffee shop?
Exactly. Where do I go to meet a billionaire? A single billionaire one.
I mean, I thought you had a ring on it.
I mean, she was out here doing all this philanthropy.
Tech, I thought you had a ring on. What's going on?
She might.
I do, and I love my wife, but
listen,
her and I both know
she would understand.
Okay. If I'm gonna pull in a big fish, it benefits both of us.
This man said, "Hey, I'm trying to take."
I know you're gonna watch this clip later. I love you. My apologies. It's these niggas. They were the ones who told me to say it.
Let me tell you something. My wife would be like, "You fumbled what?" No, nigga, go back and get her.
Go back.
So.
You had a chance to do what?
I suspect
I'm gonna go get the papers.
You could have changed our lives, nigga.
Maybe she used like a one of those high level matchmakers
Oh, maybe.
And she was like, "Look, I don't want to date an a-hole ever again." And she was like,
I want to date the guy with the least chance of becoming a billionaire again because those fuckers are off.
Yeah. And
So you
speaking of science teacher is the way to go.
Science teacher.
Those guys are quirky. They're probably kind of, I guess, old people fun, and teaches kids. Well, I mean, like you know what I mean. Like I don't expect for them to be like
I wonder if he's still
that
teaching.
stage of life where they like party and stuff like that. So like he's a science teacher though. Science teachers probably everybody's favorite teacher when they were in high school, unless you had like one of those a-hole science teachers. But like I said, she's already said no a-holes. That's the first thing she told the matchmaker. Like no a-holes. So this guy's obviously the cool science teacher that we all loved growing up. So yeah, he's the old people fun. Everybody knows. Y'all know what that is. I can't explain it, but we all know what it is.
Sorry, old people. I don't know what that is.
Everybody knows what that is, JK. You know what old people fun is.
No, I don't.
It's like when a group of old people get together, he's the one that they're laughing at the jokes.
Yeah.
And he's the life of the party. But
so he's a jokester.
We don't understand why why they're laughing, but they understand why they're laughing, and that's all that matters for the old people.
Clown, that's what you're saying.
No, he's the fun old person.
He's a clown ass.
There we go. He's got the charisma that fits for that group of individuals.
I just want to know, how does Bezos always end up in our conversations? It's been a minute. We were on because
we're on the platform, so we have to. We got to kiss the ring.
Yeah,
dude, that worth nearly $2 trillion. That's how.
Yeah, that's how.
All right, let's move on to the topic of the week, yo. Let's keep the train rolling. And then maybe on a train I might meet a billionaire woman who needs some extra love. I don't know. We'll see.
The billionaire wants to adopt an entire family.
Hey, you dig yourself in a deep grave, playboy. Like
you need to back that mic up. That man is struggling over there. It's like, back up.
Speaking of people throwing money around, obviously the topic of the week is Xbox's acquisition of Activision and everything else that came with that, which I had no fucking idea how many studios they bought.
Suave, you are muted, by the way.
You are muted.
He's super muted.
Yeah.
Fucker. All right.
Okay, there you are. that came out loud and clear. Gotcha.
Blame
damn you, mute button. Anyway, yeah, man. I also I completely forgot. I was like, what the fuck does ABK stand for? And then I was reading. Yeah. I forgot they bought the fucking Candy Crush studio. I remembered, but I forgot what it was called, and I was like, oh, these niggas have so much. For some reason,
I thought Candy Crush was Zynga for some reason.
I wish Candy Crush was Zynga because your boy got some Zynga stock and it is not doing well.
Oh, it was probably doing well the other day, right? When Take-Two bought them or put in their bid.
No, I thought that would help. No, didn't help. I thought I checked. I was like, what? Zynga
what's their money maker right now? Farmville?
Who's King or Zynga?
No, Zynga.
I have no idea.
What is Zynga doing right now?
Candy Crush is all that needs to be said about King.
That's all. Yeah, Candy Crush.
Zynga had a bunch of games though.
That's exactly what I would do. Right? If I had to go back in time to the 2000s, I would code Candy Crush.
Word of Friends.
Day one.
You mean you would just skin Bejeweled? Because that's what they did.
Exactly. I would skin Bejeweled and add some fucking candy in there. I would make Candy Crush. I would make Candy Crush.
Made so much money on that.
All of that. I would literally just make all those games in one night. I would just hardcore, just code the shit out of all of those.
The featured games on Zynga's website right now is Farmville 3, Harry Potter Puzzles and Spells, Game of Thrones, Words of Friends 2, and Zynga Poker?
Oh, yeah, Words of Friends 2 is very popular. We played that a lot at FAM. I do remember that.
We played Word
something. Hey. Word Scramble is what we played a lot of.
Word Scramble.
Yeah, it's like Words of Friends, except for it's a tile block, and then you have to spell as many words as you can. And we were literally challenge each other in the sunroom. But How do you get to a 3 in Farmville? Is my question. Like
Just make it a
platform.
what wasn't finished in 1 and 2? It has to be like, oh, now we're growing radishes. Radishes is involved.
Yeah, boy.
They should do like what's it called?
Roblox or
Fortnite.
whatever.
Just
Oh,
do
okay.
Fortnite and just have seasons and where just make it a platform. Isn't that what that should be? Farmville.
Complete
Just make it a
side note.
platform.
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. But you mentioned Roblox just now, AJ. Complete side note, we'll get back on time. I had no idea motherfuckers were making money like that on Roblox.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I had no idea people were making
Karl
bread
brought me
like
up
that
that
on
early
Roblox.
because his I think it's your nephew you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My nephew was playing on it. He made some, started hacking on it, making some games. Now my nieces and my nephew is on it. My daughter's now on it. So below a certain age,
Yeah, my nephew's
you're
on it.
playing Roblox for sure. Like, and it's not even. And the crazy thing is, it's not even like a gender thing. Oh, it's boys. Everybody, girls, boys, everybody's on that Roblox. So, and then the fact that you can develop on it, make a platform, and kids can develop on it and make stuff like that's kind of amazing. So,
There's
yeah,
a
that was
Halo
a
on
lot of
there.
money.
I saw people playing Halo.
There's a Halo,
Yeah.
there's a Fortnite on it.
There's
Like,
anything you could imagine in Roblox.
Yeah.
crazy.
There was
But
that.
yeah.
What was that popular Korean giant last year?
You talking
Squid
about
Games?
Squid Game?
Yeah,
I'm
Squid
not
Game.
talking about.
Squid Game. Yeah. They had
Yeah,
a
the Squid
Squid
Game
Game
remake.
on there. Yeah. It was actually funny. I was watching some of my students play. I was dying laughing.
My
It
daughter was
funny.
playing that this past week. I don't know what it is. Like,
That's how you
I
need to
probably should be
start.
a better parent in screening that stuff. But hey,
No,
Yeah.
you don't have to be.
that's
You don't have to
another
worry
day.
about that. Let them watch whatever they want.
Start making
JK,
that
keep those
wheelhouse go.
rabbits far less. Don't forget about that.
So we're gonna do a topic of the week a little bit different, and we're gonna do some key points. So first one is, so what's coming to Game Pass? So what is our hope out of this acquisition?
Crash Bandicoot is coming to Game Pass, which is
Everything is
go.
coming
Alright.
to Game Pass.
That's one.
Every
And then
Activision Blizzard
Spyro.
game.
It's
Spyro.
coming. I don't know if that's coming. I'm just saying that's wishful
I
thinking.
I think they're all coming.
Spyro.
Like they're all gonna be first party Xbox first party titles after this closes. I would be very surprised if any one of them did not go to Game Pass. Maybe not all at the same time, but I would be like very, very surprised if they didn't bring every game they possibly could to Game Pass.
Not.
So do you think one of the things I hope, especially
Wow.
as a Xbox, as a Overwatch player and a COD player, is for PC focused, they'll lose the Blizzard launcher and just put everything on fucking Xbox. Like that'd be fantastic.
I don't know.
So do you think that Steam and Valve would start getting concerned with this kind of aggressive
Firepower.
acquisition?
I think
Yeah,
they were
'cause
always
now-
concerned.
Yeah.
I think they saw the right, like they see what Xbox is doing. Like, there's no way they're not paying attention to Game Pass.
Oh yeah, Game Pass is definitely in like their board meetings constantly. Maybe not board meetings, but like they talk about that shit.
That's a
daily.
good point. I didn't think about it, but yeah, they could come out with like some sort of like Steam Pass or some shit.
They
you
could.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, but Valve is so the thing about Valve is, I mean, they're a private company, so they don't need to rush. Like they don't need to like make these knee jerk moves. They don't have any pressure from stockholders or anything like that. So they can kind of like take their time and observe and see what happens. And I mean, people are super loyal to Steam. I mean, to the point where like people are literally complaining that they're getting free games from another just because they have to download another launcher.
Yeah.
People are like hate Epic Games. It's like
Yeah.
but they get free games, so I'm gonna have that shit just like in the background. But I think Valve, I never really thought of it like that, but yeah, I think Valve would be smart to do something in response to Game Pass, especially as they get more and more entrenched. Like Microsoft's getting way more and more entrenched to PC. Yeah, they have to guard that, and well, I don't know. We'll see if they make any moves, but I think they're just too busy counting that Steam cash and just like, we're good over here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll see next 2 to 3 years if they make any
Like,
moves.
what it's somewhat random, but what I want to see is some Microsoft silicon come out that is hyper optimized to play their first party titles. Like imagine like a Surface Book type of device that could do 4K 60 Halo Infinite on there. And so if I would just like to see if they could do that, if that would really concern Steam. Like you buy that device, you get a couple months of Game Pass on there. You already have enough graphical horsepower built in, and you started locking people in, or a deal with with Dell, right? And just like they put a whole bunch of bloatware on garbage laptops, some of that bloatware might be Game Pass for PC and whatever. So that I just want, Microsoft has never like done what I wanted them to do, being great at all the things I want them to be great at. So I hope they deliver.
We'll see. Nobody is talking about Tony Hawk, the Tony Hawk franchise.
The what now?
Tony Hawk. That's
That's
Activision.
Activision too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that
Couple-
motherfucker.
I saw that a couple places.
They need to what they need to do is they need to put that remake, Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake, on Game Pass like
Yes.
immediately.
They need to put
That may
shit
happen
before.
this year. That honestly may
What
happen.
I need is prototype. All of them. Every single one of those monsters.
That can
Prototype
go. That
was-
can go in the dumpster.
Yeah, Prototype was fun for like 2 hours and then it got super repetitive.
That can go in the dumpster.
Infamous was way
Infamous
better.
is way
Infamous
better.
is 10 times better, yes. But
Just shot all over that man's dreams.
I know,
I'm down for it.
Absolutely.
I'm not sorry. It was a dream come true for me.
Shut up.
Wow.
I can't think of anything else. I mean, I know there's a bunch of fucking studios. I hope we never live to see the day if fucking like a Candy Crush Xbox port exists. I hope it doesn't happen. I mean, maybe it does.
They made Hexic HD. Candy Crush is 1,000,000,000 times better than. So if they're gonna do that, I don't know.
I don't know. Or
my
just kill me
daughters will
now.
play it.
Either way.
My daughters.
Interesting if they did like a Candy Crush. What was that game, Crush? We played Tetris.
Connected.
Yeah.
Oh, Fact Connected. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that's like from this that is a definite like need that on Xbox Pass.
All of
all Call of Duties.
All of the classic Diablos going to be on Game Pass, especially on PC. Warcraft,
Overwatch 2,
Warcraft, and World of Warcraft are going to be.
I do want StarCraft.
StarCraft is going to be on there.
Port of that.
I would die if a console port of World of Warcraft existed. I know I'm not going to get it, but I would die happy. Like
I don't think we're gonna get StarCraft either.
No, I don't think so. Not a console port.
It'll be Game Pass PC.
Yeah,
it would be Game Pass
100%.
PC. Yeah.
I mean,
maybe they'll put it in the cloud for you.
Oh, true.
Maybe
that's true. It could still work.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have multiple.
And Xbox One does take the keyboard and mouse just perfectly. So
they should just make Overwatch free to play.
That could work.
I'd
imagine. I imagine they'll put it in Game Pass.
I don't understand how it's not free to play.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's Activision.
Do they have any cool tech? Like when they got ZeniMax, they got a whole bunch of
the Infinity War engine from
Call of Duty.
From Call of Duty. Yeah, that engine is like
pretty sweet.
Modern Warfare. That game still looks really fucking good. I mean, that's a 2019 game.
Still fantastic.
So
my question is, what will happen to other countries with this acquisition? So like StarCraft is a huge game in. Oh, I guess it won't make any
It
difference.
shouldn't
Like
affect
Korea and
anything.
stuff.
I don't think
Yeah,
it'll
in
affect
Korea
much.
is a huge esports game.
Yeah, no.
If anything, it'll help that scene because
Microsoft
they
will
have
pump
more.
a shit ton more money
They have
into
more
that.
exactly. Like them
Layer 4
StarCraft
esports.
pots are gonna be ridiculous. They're gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah, people. What the hell is that?
My dog.
Sound like a Star Wars creature.
Yeah, it's like those stomach crawling.
a baby rookie.
His nickname
Yeah.
I've been watching too many
he sounds
alien
like
videos.
Chewbacca.
Man,
I didn't know what that was either. I was like, wait a minute.
When he sleeps, that's a sad
this
name.
man got somebody from Arc 81 on his back.
Yeah, no
Oh,
bug.
no.
That's
See?
my boy. Leave
I
him
knew I
be.
wouldn't like that show. I knew it.
Like, so
Do we think
Um,
it'll negatively impact Microsoft and EA's relationship because they've always
No,
partnered on a lot of stuff?
I don't
Do you
think so.
EA will take a
Nah,
step back?
because what's the name? I mean, they're lining their pockets right now because they giving. So Microsoft is paying for EA Plus, or was it EA
EA
Play?
Play. Mhm.
Yeah, so I think they're good. I mean, they're getting that
subscription money.
yeah. So I think that they're well fed. EA is they're the Madden and FIFA machine, and Apex is become a moneymaker for them too. So I think EA is just sitting pretty. I don't think it's still in their best interest to work with everybody. So I don't think that it'll really affect them.
Yeah, if anything, I think it shows that they'll benefit more from Game Pass in the future.
Yeah, it just be it's I guess the weirdest thing now is that EA and is Battlefield,
Shooters, yeah,
and then Microsoft now is Call of Duty. So
yeah.
but I think EA can just kind of give up that rivalry. Like it's not gonna be it never
It's
like,
not. It's not a rivalry.
it's not gonna beat
It should just
Call of Duty.
have a universal like collision and be like Battlefield of Duty or something like that.
Just let it go. Let
Yeah.
Battlefield do Battlefield numbers. It will never do Call of Duty numbers. Just let it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dang, Chris.
let that go. I mean,
Well,
I
same
like
with a
trust
game
me.
trend.
That's realistic though.
Exactly. Like I mean, let's just be honest. Like especially now. I mean, especially now because I mean, Battlefield they've been as much as like Halo has been kind of swinging and missing the last like decade or so. Battlefield has been doing the same thing like even since 4. I mean, 4 eventually became a really good game, but that shit when it launched was terrible. I mean, it was damn near worse than 2042. So, I think that they kind of shot themselves in the foot trying to go after Call of Duty. So, just let that go. Like EA, it's cool. You're still gonna make a lot of bread from Battlefield, but like just focus on Apex and bring back Titanfall. Stop fucking around. Bring back Titanfall.
Bring back
It's not gonna
Titanfall.
happen.
Damn.
Look,
Bring it
Chris,
back.
They got a
It's
joint
not
in the
a- it's
pipeline.
not
It's not
about-
Titanfall 3.
and it's not about
Yo,
good
I
games.
saw that shit. Crescent, did you see that shit?
I don't.
He don't want to see it.
You don't
But,
want to see
but
this
it's
shit, man?
not about good
I
games.
know.
though. Like
But-
that's the
yeah.
problem. It's about
And-
successful games, and the
Yeah.
problem is a lot of times successful games aren't necessarily the good games. It's like
Nah, fuck it.
what ends up happening is those good games, aesthetics of those good games get recycled into other games that are successful because they have the whatever that special something is that makes a game popular. Like you guys, I've never played, well, I've never actually been in a match in Apex. I turned it on and downloaded it and practiced shooting targets, and I was like, I think I've seen enough here, and I left. But
Come on, AJ.
I'm just telling you the story. I'm just literally
Let's give it a shot, buddy.
But from everything you're telling me, Apex is very similar to Titanfall from everything
Don't
you
you
guys have
curse me.
said. And so obviously Apex was like, hey, these are cool aesthetics to just let's add these to the game because we need something that'll make our battle royale popular like Fortnite or whatever. But yeah, good games do not necessarily make money. Popular games do, and there's a huge difference.
That's fair.
Well,
And then good games are subjective, so everybody has, you know,
Yeah.
a good game to you may not be a good game to somebody else. So
True.
Facts.
but they may not be good at that game. Either way.
Always has to go there.
Wow. So,
So,
is anybody questioning their PS5 purchase?
nope, I'm
not.
good.
Why would I question it?
That's fair.
No.
I mean, hey, that's a quick response. Listen,
Somebody's
That's why I
defensive.
question
I
it.
get it.
Somebody's
Nah, I get it.
defensive.
Uh,
Let me take that back.
I
Why
will
would
say
I
I'm not as
question-
eager to
Why
find
would
one
I
anymore
question?
either.
Let
Why
me
would
let
I
me re-
question it?
But
Let me-
here's the thing: would you all? So with that same question, right? Would even if you did get a PS5, would you get Call of Duty for it? I mean, you
No.
already, yeah, right. So I mean, on the main, I think the for us in particular, we are primarily Xbox PC, right? Well, I know you are. You're the you know,
Black
One.
the
sheep.
floater.
At a group.
Yeah. But
Look at your face.
Ah,
so I
Shut
think
up,
that
Sophia.
I think for folks that have multiple consoles, like this really doesn't affect them at all. But for folks that are very casual and only buy 3 games a year, which Call of Duty, Madden, 2K, the nigga games starter kit, right?
Yep.
So I mean,
That do-rag is Karl, so.
I'm just saying,
He ain't never say something so true. Like,
right? I'm serious. That's you talk to any like average ass nigga is like, oh, you can see me on that duty. You can't see me in that Madden. It's like that's always
see me in that Madden,
like
buddy.
the pickup line for like a
Yeah.
game with each other. You can't see me in no Madden. You can't see me in no 2K. You can't see me in that duty.
It never comes to play.
Like, dog, come on now. But
They always flake.
I mean, honestly, like if you remember at the peak of Call of Duty being like the most popular game ever, it was 360. It was Xbox 360, right? Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, right? Call of Duty is in my eyes has always been synonymous with Xbox. Even, last generation, PlayStation had the exclusive marketing deal, but I still think that, Xbox and COD are always just kind of been meant to be together. Because Xbox in my eyes has always just been like the shooter platform.
Yeah. The trick, like the controllers and the trigger, like even when I played the first Xbox, like the triggers felt more.
You gotta think about it. The Xbox, like the Xbox controller has literally been designed around Halo.
Yeah.
Like a first person shooter.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's always been like the big selling point. So naturally any other first person shooter, third person shooter on that platform will just, it'll just pop. It'll make sense.
Yeah.
So
And now with the adaptive controllers with the Series S controller is a good one, and then PlayStation trying to catch up with its triggers because even those triggers are very like light. Like if you barely touch it, it shoots or it aims down sight.
I've always felt like that about PlayStation controllers, though. About the triggers, the bumpers have always been a little sensitive.
Yeah.
They're
But
more
isn't that
buttons.
the
than triggers.
developer though? Isn't that the developer? Because their controllers, that adaptive resistance or whatever they call it. So is it just the developers not leveraging the capability of the controller?
Well, a lot of games
but
haven't
for
switched over
DualSense,
That's what it's called now?
That's the
DualSense?
newest
Yeah.
one.
since.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, their controller is supposed to be baller with like the
A lot
resistance
of games
trigger.
haven't switched over or updated. So like
Right.
Apex, PlayStation has an update for PS5 yet.
Oh, that's right.
I
They don't
will-
have like native like
Not
next
yet.
gen versions, right?
No,
It's supposed to be coming out soon. I want to say I saw news about that this week.
I would probably
yeah.
get back in it after that.
But wouldn't it make sense for like PlayStation to throw in like a quarter per license to be like, look, support these triggers just to differentiate. You spent all that money to develop it. Shouldn't you promote that to some
I think
extent?
for the most
Incentivize it?
part, so I know for COD they do utilize the adaptive triggers.
And you feel it. Does it feels good?
No, I don't. You wouldn't. It's fun for single player, but you would never
Mm.
use that in multiplayer. Like
Got
you
it.
don't want realistic shit in multiplayer. You want to be, you know what I'm
Fast.
saying? Like you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to have that extra resistance. Like you're making more work for yourself. But in a single player environment, I think those type of features shine more. But when you get a multiplayer, you just turn it off. You're like, it's cool, but like I'm getting fucked up, you know. So
Yeah. It's
Don't
more
need that.
for to
it's a
bring out the
novelty.
experience. In my opinion, it's more to bring out the experience for you to immerse into the game. And if you playing single player, like for instance, Horizon Zero Dawn, since they had the PS5 update, you know the triggers. You feel when you're laying the traps, you feel like the trap is being like you're laying that
Yeah,
trap.
yeah.
You know, so in COD and stuff like that, like for instance, Destruction All Stars, the racing game,
Mm-hmm.
that had the adaptive triggers where you had to hold it down, and if like it would rumble the controller, feel like you're actually like putting your foot down on a pedal.
See,
So it
that's
makes
pretty
you feel
cool.
like
I would like to experience that.
yeah.
So
Get one of these PlayStations.
maybe that's a future update. Maybe I'm
The
sure
next
Xbox
Elite.
could. They could
Yeah.
just put out another controller that does it.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like if Xbox
they-
takes that technology and makes a new controller like that, I'm not mad at that. Like that's pushing innovation for standards and controllers in.
Yeah.
So
But then they'd have to update all the games to actually use it. So
that's
you'd
true
be
too.
waiting some more.
That's
I
true
mean,
too.
not that
Well,
that's a bad thing.
Patch.
It would probably be interesting
I
to try.
don't. I don't think that would be like. That doesn't sound like it would be a great lift. Of course, what
Yeah,
the
it'd
heck
be a
do I know?
patch.
It should be pretty simple. And then, like for example, I just turned on the Xbox today. My headset updated and my controller updated. So it's like the infrastructure is
Oh.
already there to.
You
make
saying
it
there's
work.
a update for a headset? I need
Controllers?
to-
Yep.
You said
Yep.
Controllers too.
I got one about an hour ago.
Your Elite 2 or for the regular one?
Headset.
No, I'm talking about for the controller.
This updated a couple days ago. So just the
Oh.
regular Series X controller.
All right,
But then again, keep in mind I'm beta, so I don't know if
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta check. I think I might be on the beta track. But so, do y'all think these like the acquisitions, like a lot of this consolidation, is like good for gaming? Like, is it good for the industry? Is it good for developers, players? Like,
It's
'cause we
kind of
got-
50-50.
yeah,
I think
This
it's fine for the
is-
players. I think
Yeah.
I think as a whole for the industry, it's questionable. For the devs, I don't know. I'm not a game dev, and nor do I have any experience really in that. I will say though, like when I was interviewing for ZetaMac with Bethesda, one of the things I was asking constantly is like the acquisition and stuff like that, and everybody in there that I talked to at least, their feelings were good about it. They enjoyed being a part of that Microsoft umbrella, getting access to that technical support, having new guidelines to fulfill that kind of made them more efficient. They mentioned that some people left because they just weren't for it, and that's fine. That's what happens apparently.
Maybe
But
the
yeah.
factory or a plant, and they were like, "We can't be honest. This guy's a Microsoft spy in here
This
pretending
could be
to
it, too.
interview,
Yeah,
pretending to
right.
interview, and what it's really doing is trying to get a feel for who needs where to trim the fat I ain't trying to be fat. So
I
yeah,
was
love
asking
it.
a lot of those acquisition questions actually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
He's a
man.
you
Yeah.
Maybe they
will
didn't
I
think I
will
was
say
that
surprise.
though
tough.
that Microsoft, the way that they've been handling their acquisitions of late, like in the last 5-7 years, like they acquire these companies and they fund them and they let them do their thing. So I mean, I imagine developers, publishers, probably like it a lot. You get an influx of cash and you get to keep doing what you're doing. That made you successful. That made Microsoft want to acquire you in the first place. So I guess that's good. I don't know about all this consolidation of power and funds though. Like this is Microsoft's second big acquisition in a year, and then Take Two bought Zynga, and I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know how to feel about it.
Small nails in a huge coffin.
I-
But I mean, overall, I think it's just
I think we're in a honeymoon phase with this
yeah,
Microsoft,
it's too soon.
you know, taking over the world type shit. I mean,
If
we,
you're
Over the world.
yeah, like I don't like. I think we're also, as we were talking about with last episode. I mean, we could easily get another Don Matrick after what's his name is gone, Phil
Phil
Spencer.
Spencer.
You know what I'm saying?
No one
So,
wants that.
don't say that,
that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like that's why it's like we're in a honeymoon phase now. It's like okay,
dude. We
I don't
need
think Phil
another
Spencer.
console generation first.
Yeah,
One more.
Sony
and
fans.
that's the other thing. Like, how long do we think like Phil Spencer is gonna stay head of Xbox?
One more console generation. So 10 more years max. And I'm not sure you get the full 10, but hopefully another console generation.
Because how old is he in his 50s?
I think he's 40 something.
Oh yeah, he's
No,
young enough to stay
okay.
another. Let's see.
But
Phil
will he?
Spencer.
Like,
That's the thing. Like
he
somebody,
just got
he might get
big boy
poached.
money, though.
I know
Yeah.
he might get poached by fucking. I don't know who would
You better
who
sit
would
his
poach.
ass down.
I know who would poach. Who would poach Phil Spencer? Who would be
Sony.
first in line?
So
I don't
PlayStation.
think Sony.
I
don't
think
think
PlayStation would, like, if
How? How could they do that?
okay, in 2 years, let's say Xbox ekes ahead. It doesn't have to be a big amount. It ekes ahead in the console sales department. If that happens, I think they would want to. I don't think they could afford it because again, it's not just salary, right? Like he's got Microsoft shares.
But
You get those
he's
stock
a
options.
he's a Microsoft lifer. I mean, he started
Yeah,
working
88.
there in the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, well, that'd be a conflict of
Oh, and he
interest.
But
just
they
got
would be
promoted. He just got promoted with the announcement of the acquisition. He's now CEO of Microsoft Gaming.
Oh, well, then
I thought that's what it
that's a
always
conflict
was.
of interest. Then.
Yeah, he was what was
he
he
was head of
before? Head of
Xbox.
Xbox, yeah.
So gaming, I guess, goes beyond Xbox.
Yeah.
Next level.
That's
I'm on a new level.
That's
I mean,
juicy.
Did they just make that place
They
up
probably
and then put him there?
They might have because I think gaming might include mixed reality stuff, like Microsoft's hardware initiatives with mixed reality. So there might be legit new things he's in charge of, but probably for the most part, it's probably a made up title with just a few extra things on it,
Oh, there we go.
and
He's
an
52.
increased pay. Increased pay.
Yeah,
That's the main
exactly.
thing, and more stock. Yeah, gotta
It'd
get
be
that.
interesting to see that, to see how he can bring out mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual reality. See if he
Absolutely.
can push that envelope, and see if he does push that envelope.
We need a
Will it
competition
push?
for Facebook, man. I'm not comfortable with whether they have the or not. They're clearly the leader in market share at the very least, right? And selling the hardware. We need some competition there. And I was one of the people that was hoping Project Scorpio, because they teased maybe, just maybe get not happen. That hurt my heart. So hopefully, it doesn't seem like there's any interest this generation. I don't want to buy a PC. Like I don't want to do that. So
Buy a
you know,
PlayStation. Get the
There you go.
PSVR too.
yeah. Moving on though, but hopefully next console generation, Microsoft will
Disrespectful.
again. I'll be saying something.
You
guys
Oh,
cut
no,
out.
Mic went out right
Cut
quick.
out. Yeah, you
Yeah.
said
Even Amazon don't like the disrespect.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
you'll be saying something
I was
about what?
saying I'd be saying something completely different if PlayStation All Stars was out there. Alas, it's not.
That's true. They betrayed him,
Absolutely.
not the other way around.
Now,
Absolutely.
Xbox came out with a All Stars.
I want that.
So all they need to do is
That's
re-release Fusion Frenzy, baby. Fusion Frenzy. That game was so fun.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so for last thing for topic of the week, is this more of a play for a Microsoft focused metaverse? I feel like it's too early to tell. They're not really active.
They just want you to get on Game Pass. Just buy
Absolutely.
fucking Game Pass, motherfuckers.
That's
Like,
it.
stop resisting. Bow down. Get
Sound
it.
like a cop. Sound like a dictator. Stop resisting.
We just got your favorite FPSs on here.
Every single one of them.
There's no. It's just come on. Just
Oh yeah,
cough it up. Cough it up.
They do have FPSs on lockdown with.
Yeah.
They really do.
You got Battlefield on Game
Rainbow
Pass,
Six.
Halo, you
6.
got Call of
And then you gotta be
I
like,
didn't even think about
Overwatch
that.
now.
you be like, look, y'all got all these subscriptions in your life. What's one more? Y'all got subscriptions for food. Y'all Hello Freshen it up over here. Y'all got all these subscriptions.
I have too many damn subscriptions.
Y'all got an Audible subscription to your audio
Y'all
books.
even
Y'all
listen to
got a
audio.
Netflix
Y'all know
subscription for your television. Just go ahead and slide that gaming subscription in. That's what they're
The wife just
yourself.
put it in my ear that Hello Fresh might be coming. I don't know, babe. I don't know, babe.
So you just telling
My
yourself, AJ.
It might happen soon for me.
I'm not telling on myself. I'm trying to get us sponsorships, guys. I'm naming all of the
Facts.
people who I hear.
AJ is in charge of sponsorships.
All the people who I hear sponsor other podcasts, I name them podcasts.
You forgot.
Listen, one day we're gonna be sponsored by like Xbox directly. Like that's goals right there.
We want a Game Pass, HelloFresh, Amazon sponsorship, please. I know they don't
Please.
package them like that usually, but I just did an ad for all three, so
Exactly.
that was for free, and that was without trying.
We're gonna do keeps.
We'll show for money.
Keeps. I'm not gonna do keeps on the principle of just feeling like I shouldn't do a keeps ad without using keeps, and I'm not gonna use keeps.
We're gonna do the what's the shaver?
Manscaped. That's the other one.
Oh Lord.
Nah, I can do a
Linus had
Manscaped
a joint on that one.
I can do a
Like,
Manscaped ad.
I can do that.
But doing a keeps ad, they can be like, nigga, should you be the one telling us about keeps? When this happens, everybody else but Suave and Tech need to be blocked out when we do our keeps. Everybody else is out. But Suave and Tech is like, Suave, let's talk about keeps, and everybody else's tiles just go to the side.
As long as I keep it wrapped up, I'm good.
I got crucified for wearing hats, so now I just wear I rock the jagged hairline.
You really did. That man attacked you. Unprovoked.
Attacked you. It's on site.
Whenever I put a hat on now, I have a flashback. Like,
it's like
you got PTSD now.
Still with your hat on.
All right, y'all ready to? Y'all ready for what's good?
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna run it differently.
So
we can
let's
give you
see.
this draft picks.
I can go ahead. I haven't watched that much this week. I was sick before we did our last episode, so I had a bunch of shit. It's a shorter list this week. Started watching Mavs. There's a new season. They're back in Boston for the second time. After it's been like 4 years, they got one person on there that got denied before, and he came back. They just that nigga just got married. It's another nigga on here that hasn't been in a relationship in a long, and I don't think he's ever been in a serious relationship. He was like, I used to be a playboy, whatever. And I'm just like, dog, how do niggas, and I mean, I use that gender expansively because it's not just men, but it's like you come on here with no real relationship experience wanting to get married. Like you trying to go straight to the league. You ain't prime for that. Like, I don't understand that shit.
You ain't ready for that.
They all
ain't
think they
ready for that.
LeBron. They all think they're LeBron, and you can't tell them they're not.
You can't.
So-
You really can't. They be right there. I'm ready to get married. I'm ready for. It's like, okay, nigga. Watching Euphoria,
Disaster written all over it.
a catastrophe. Oh, nigga,
Which is what makes good television.
you're not
Very
wrong.
true.
Watching Euphoria, that thing is intense and weird, but it's like a train wreck. Like I can't stop watching it. It's
Can't take your eyes off of it.
I can't.
Very yes.
My wife started watching Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, so I'm watching that.
The first episode was hilarious.
I didn't expect what I'm getting here.
It's crazy. No, the show is crazier than the girlfriend. And she's crazy, but the show is even crazy. Spontaneous musicals out of nowhere. She's just walking down the street and then just bursts into a musical. I was like, I just couldn't keep up with it. It got too crazy for me, but I did watch the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, we're still in the first season. We'll see how crazy it gets. I definitely didn't expect the musical. I like it so far. I mean, the main character has some mental health challenges. You said it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's still airing, but
I think it was like a CW show.
CW show.
It's not all musical. They don't tell the whole story with songs.
It's a show. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying that they do randomly sing sometimes, though.
Yeah, that's what that's how she sees the world. So like every time you go inside her head, basically, it's a musical.
Yes.
And then when it comes out of that, so it's like she's it's not your show. I would never have recommended it to you in the first. I was surprised to see it in the docket. When I saw it in the docket, I was like, somebody actually watching that show besides me?
It's a cool show. It's relatable in some ways. I mean, she does a lot of lying to herself and other people. I can't vibe with that.
No,
she's crazy. Oh no.
No, the show is aptly named She's Crazy. She's also an ex-girlfriend. And not really an ex-girlfriend, just crazy.
So it was all in her head. That's what you're saying.
It's not all. We can talk more about it later. Watching, still watching.
Gotta be off the air.
No, Blurred Dimension does not co-sign what JK just said. That's just
joking. I was kidding.
By himself.
By himself. That man is.
That's most of his opinions. He is on his own.
I was kidding.
Oh my god.
We don't need that. We don't need.
I'm not sure.
We want women to come after us? No.
All right, Eden Zero. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm almost. Where am I? Bruh. Every episode they like melting the women's clothes off somehow. Like this.
Every episode, man.
How is this relevant to the story, y'all?
I never noticed it.
That's anime.
I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But I accept it.
Disembodied Fire Force, same thing.
Absolutely never noticed it until you guys started talking about it.
That's that one girl's power on Fire Force.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's her curse. It's not.
Wasn't they always falling in her butt?
That's why I can't watch Fire Force. Her clothes just come off. Like somehow she
just slip off. I'm like, you know what?
How did Trip fell naked?
I just accept it. I'm like, well, she just clung.
Get it.
She just clung.
What's she calling her? Lecture lore?
Unlucky lecture? Lucky lecture?
Unlucky lecture lore.
Some shit. It's crazy. It's terrible. That shit with Valkyrie was sad as fuck though.
Yeah.
Bro, I wasn't ready for that.
I was pissed.
Wasn't ready for those feels. Man.
I was like, what? Like, y'all.
And then her mom's just an asshole.
Oh my, such a terrible person. Oh my god.
Spoilers aside, but yeah, mom's just an asshole. Just a terrible person. She got what she deserved. If not worse.
Oh, I you know what? That was too. For some reason, that was like a little visceral for me because I don't know. I was just like, I can't believe they let it get to this ending in a cartoon where like. When I saw them people, that mob just like striking, I was like, I don't know why this makes me uncomfortable. Because this is a cartoon. And usually, I mean, in anime, people's arms get chopped off, legs get chopped off, decapitations are easy. But
Right.
but the way that mob was mobbing, I was like,
The way the mob.
Baby Zero is an anime, so
yeah,
Oh,
but I'm
man.
saying like that's the first time a cartoon has ever made me uncomfortable with violence like that. Because like it's easier to palate violence, when you're, because it's a cartoon when it's flat like that, right? Which is why you can get away with more violent stuff. And Invincible could not be a TV show without being on like HBO or something like that, because of how much of the human anatomy we see outside of the human, right? Like so. I'm used to like cartoon violence in a way, but that for some reason that's just that imagery of a mob doing what they do was just
That's
like
fair.
too much for me. I was like, I gotta get fast forward to the next episode.
All right, what else you on, Suave?
Demon Slayer. I'm caught up to the most recent episode. I mean, not gonna spoil nothing, but shit is getting hectic in the entertainment district. The one nigga he like came out. He was like, "You got how many wives?" Nah, B, you gotta go. You gotta go. I can't fuck with it.
They've been getting on him. Everybody doesn't like that, But hey, man, you gotta be flashy. That's what he been telling y'all. Y'all ain't listening.
I ain't listening
at all. Fiending for that new Raw trigger, but that the Tonga shit, they had to push it back. So hopefully we'll be getting that soon. Hopefully everybody's safe over there. And we get that new episode soon. I've been watching Hilda.
They outsourced the Tonga.
No, but they had a tsunami warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had to stay safe.
Concerned about Tonga. Won't go into it. It's kind of sad, but
yeah.
Yeah, I avoided the videos for that purpose. I don't want to cry. So
yeah,
avoiding a lot of news. There's a lot of sad things happening right now. Watching Hilda on Netflix. I don't know if I mentioned this before. If you like Adventure Time, if you like regular show, you might like this joint.
My daughter
blue
loves
hair
it.
girl going on adventures. Some of it is kind of creepy. It's definitely one of the creepier shows of the three that I mentioned, between that regular show and Adventure Time. I mean, Adventure Time definitely has some creepy moments as well, but yeah. Abbott Elementary, that joint has been funny. And then Halo Infinite. I've been playing Attrition. That shit is fun as hell. And I need more content like this. Like give us more game modes, give us some more maps to play them on. I need that injected into my veins.
sound like a dope.
Hey, I am. I'm about to try and play something right now tonight.
Bow.
100%. All right, so who want to go next with what's good with them?
I can go. Oh
no, go ahead, Chris.
I didn't actually play a lot of games this week. I played a little bit of Resident Evil Revelations on Nintendo Switch. Played a little bit of this new game by Drinkbox Studios. If you're familiar with the game Guacamelee. They also did Attack of the Space Mutant Blob or some shit, and then this other game called Severed. So they have a really good track record. They're a really good developer, and so their new game is called Nobody Saves the World. It just came out on Game Pass, so I gave that a whirl. Maybe about an hour into it. It's different, but I'm enjoying it. I'm giving it, since I trust the developers. This is normally a game I probably would kind of roll off, but I trust the developers, and I know that their pedigree, and so I'm gonna just continue to see where it goes. It's interesting concept. You're just like this blank character that can kind of morph into other beings depending on whatever scenario that you're in. So it's interesting. And then of course, Halo Infinite, they just dropped the attrition playlist or game mode. So really been diving into that, and that's been a breath of fresh air. For some reason, I don't know what is going on, but I think it's just maybe the way that we have to play attrition. It's like you have to, you can't be as like gung ho and jumping out there, but it's just we've been running into some sweaties, and it's been very. It's been very That's been shocking. But other than that, really enjoying it. Really looking forward to us playing attrition just with us. Seeing how that goes. That's gonna be funny. Actually, so this week I've definitely watched more stuff than I played, which is a rarity. But I got sucked into that fucking Archive 81.
You're welcome.
I put it on.
You're welcome.
I started Sunday night, or actually no, early Sunday evening, and watched it all the way through that whole night. And I just could not stop watching it. And Nicole, like, she tried to hang in there, but it was a little too much for her, so she would just kind of, dip in and out.
She sounds wise.
Maybe. But it was a really fun show. I like the premise. I like where it went. It kind of lost the horror elements towards the end a bit as it revealed as to like what was really going on.
So that was
But
disappointing for you.
yeah,
It was.
a little bit. It just turned into it towards the end. It just kind of turned into regular like sci-fi shit. But I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to season 2 because it left out on a cliffhanger. But I highly recommend it if you like creepy shit. The other totally different vibe. I was watching the new season of Cheer, which is actually really good. It's me and Nicole watch it. We got attached to all the characters on there. They even addressed. I don't know if y'all heard the controversy of one of the cheerleaders was got arrested for soliciting what do you call it? Soliciting sex from a minor or some shit like that, and like sharing like photos, and it's dark. It's literally
child.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really dark. And the darkest thing about it is that he was one of the most beloved characters. Like this motherfucker was going on like Oprah, Ellen, and interviewing I was about to say John Biden. Interviewing Joe Biden. Like he was basically, it was kind of like, I was gonna say it's kind of like the equivalent of like Jared from Subway, but nobody really loves Jared. Everybody was just kind of like, that's the Subway guy. But no, like people like literally was attached to this dude, and he used that power. And the dark thing about it is like he used his position to try to mess with these like underage kids in that cheer world. So that was it was very dark. But one of the episodes, they spent like one of the episodes that kind of like dove deeper into it. They interviewed the victims and really like broke down it like exactly what happened. But outside of that, like Cheer is a really good Netflix documentary that follows these two high powered cheerleading squads that in the junior college circuit. One of the colleges is kind of basically like Alabama, is in football, and then the other one is kind of like Georgia in football. So it's like you have a female version of like Nick Saban versus
Kirby Smart, I think.
yeah, basically. But the other the other cheerleading squad is a black dude. He's like it's a really good, like I know you're not, none of us are really into cheerleader, but you'll have a lot more respect for cheerleaders. Yeah, I mean they're definitely some of the most athletic motherfuckers like
Super
out
athletic.
here. Yeah, because the shit that they gotta do, and it's it's really is it's very lighthearted outside of the fucking pedophile. But yeah, Cheers season 2. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend that whole series. It's on Netflix. Also watched Abbott Elementary. It's still funny as hell. Really enjoying it. Especially being a teacher is like it's like perfect timing. So it's kind of really hits home in some aspects. And then I finally finished Jujutsu Kaisen.
You got
nice.
About time.
Fushiguro wild out over there at the end with the domain expansion and all that good jazz.
That's what we were trying to remember.
I wanted to
Domain
see more
expansion.
Gojo, man. That dude is too fucking.
That's why they can't. You overdose.
That's why-
They can't
yeah.
give you that much Gojo.
I need it.
Look,
I need it,
They
man.
can't
I
overdose
need
on
it.
that stuff.
Exactly.
I know Karl can't, but like you overdose on all
Yeah,
that
get little spurts.
superpower. Yeah,
Get
he's
Nah, man. I want to see that. I want to see it go all out. So,
unfortunately, if you read the comics, he's gonna even be less involved because he's so powerful. Like that's the point. It's like in the comics, like the villains know Gojo is the strongest person on the planet. Like there's not even a competition. There's no comp. So there's not even like a bad version of Gojo, except for maybe Sukuna, who's
yeah, that's
on the
so.
good
Is that
people's side.
ultimately is Sukuna and Gojo are gonna fight each other?
Well, Sukuna's strong, but he's not. I don't think he could beat Gojo one-on-one if they're fighting.
But
I
if he
think
gets all the fingers, right?
even if he gets all his fingers, I think Gojo can beat him still. I think Sukuna's smart. I think that's what would help Sukuna beat Gojo is intelligence. But I don't think Sukuna can beat Gojo. I don't think anybody can because what Gojo's abilities are, he has two abilities mixed together that give him both the ability, like what is it, the eyes of the six paths or something like that. Plus that the ability to kind of like stop things from touching him, basically, like creating an infinite space between him and everything else. Like those are two different abilities. Like his eyes plus those abilities give
I need
him
more. I need
the
it.
only person who ever beat somebody with his level of techniques, those two techniques combined, was the person who was basically Fushiguro, but older. Like the person who could summon that Shikigami, like that final Shikigami that Fushiguro doesn't know how to summon.
Mm.
Like, 'cause in order for Fushiguro to use a Shikigami, he has to kill it. Like, he has to summon it and defeat it, and then he can actually summon it and control it. So there's a Shikigami that he can summon but can't beat, and that's what he was. That's his like final move, the one he keeps threatening to do. That's what he's doing. He's like, I'm gonna summon it, but I can't beat it, so it's gonna kill me and it's gonna kill you, right? Because that's just what it does. They run wild if he doesn't control them. So the last person to beat somebody like Gojo was someone who could control that summoning. So like that was the last time anybody like that got beat. And that's it. There were no other people that can beat them. It's such a weird world where there's like an actual person that's strong, but he just doesn't care about anything enough to rule the world. Because he couldn't. But he's just like he's just a cool dude. He just does what he wants to.
I'm gonna say this. It took their whole squad, that little demon hit squad, they blocked off an entire arena and wanted to go out after this one nigga. This one nigga said, "Oh, y'all after me? I'm here," and blasted one dude almost off the face of the map.
Yeah, he's Gojo. Even like in the flashbacks, you like see like because it's just I mean that show is the manga is so good. Like I know because the animation studio that is doing such a great job. Like that is by far one of probably the best anime / manga to come out in the last like 10 years. Like just reading it, watching it, I'm like, this is my top like in the last 10 years. Like there hasn't been anything that's had my attention. And you know how I hate like super overpowered people, but Gojo is still like one of my favorite characters somehow. I don't understand.
Effortless.
This man stared down at dude. He's like, "Oh hey," and then old buddy, the big dude's like, "Dude, get out the way." Get out the way. He's like, "What?" And he looks. You just see this big ass ball comes out of nowhere and just blasts him. I was like, "Okay, well."
No, Gojo's a beast.
This is what happens when Dust cry right here.
Fushigiro's still my favorite character, but Gojo's a beast.
Yes.
I
want to see the movie though.
That's it for me.
Tech, what about you? What's good with you this week?
It's been a week for the most part. Gaming wise, Halo, loving the new game mode. Still need new maps. I hate every other map besides the.
Oh my god.
What's his face that gives me vehicles?
That's the one I hate the most.
All the Behemoth, and then all the big team battle maps. Been in Apex a lot. Nothing new, but it's I don't know. It's just been calling me.
Titanfall. Sadness. That's what it is.
It could be. It could be Titanfall.
Singing that "Missing You" song. How that song goes? Remember that song they made? I miss you. Singing that song while playing Apex.
No,
Looking at a Titanfall
because it's
poster.
not the same.
Look, a tear comes down your eye.
Take a teardrop.
It's not the same. Anyway, assholes. Also
Season
in
coming up, though.
gaming. Yeah, I guess. No one fucking care.
Oh, so that's the yep. You hear
I told you.
Also in the gaming category, I was walking around with some the Decentraland NFT metaverse platform. I put it in gaming just because of the fact that gaming aspects. But I spent some time in there this week just messing around, built an avatar, kind of walked in and out of some people's different spaces, talking to just random people.
Get shot.
You gonna get 1-7 in the metaverse.
You walking into people's places in the metaverse.
It's gonna be like that guy who put on the VR headset and was like trying to box. You see that? Y'all saw that on Twitter?
Yeah, I did see that.
he did the knock goals and then he just got
the uncle outside.
Yeah,
boy.
You gonna get shot and just gonna be like, oh, metaverse.
Hey,
but now
you could be in Florida in the metaverse. Stand your ground.
Damn.
Exactly.
That's probably the rule everywhere in the metaverse.
It is.
Wild West right now.
Wild West for real.
But no, those people are really cool. Some of the ones I got a chance to talk to, some take it very fucking seriously. Spending thousands of dollars on shit. And mind you, that's just from what they told me they did, right? So no way to fucking verify it, but yeah.
People
are pretty cool. What we need to do is pull our funds together and buy a piece of land and just put up like the blurred dimension mansion inside the metaverse.
Land in the metaverse is more expensive than land in New Mexico right now. I think.
Is true. Yep.
So what's the game plan? 5 years? We got it?
We got it. Anime wise, anime/shows, I would say Tokyo 24th Ward is something that I have been watching. It's like a mystery sci-fi action anime. Only one I really got to watch this week. And pretty fucking decent. Storytelling is good. The mystery element is good. Animation is it's all right. Action is the point. Action is fantastic. And just the character development's really good as well. And they actually make me only 3 episodes in, and I genuinely care about some of these characters. And so yeah, honestly, that's pretty dope. I did watch The Eternals because it came on Disney Plus, and
you didn't like it.
The fuck, man? What the fuck?
I told you. It's up in the air.
Literally, start the timer. 2-minute rant. The fuck. 1. Why did he fly his ass into the sun?
He's Icarus, man.
Icarus.
Fuck that.
Come on, man.
Fuck that.
It's Icarus. You gotta live up to the name. Yeah.
He fucked up big time. Not only that, you almost.
He probably would have survived that though.
Your teammates.
We don't know. We don't know how crazy Jupiter is.
Yeah, but is it hot enough to melt an Eternal?
It don't have to be. It could maybe
Why is the sun?
It's basically is Jupiter just a failed star?
Well,
as far as we know, yes.
What? Really?
It wasn't massive enough to start fusion reactions. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been bad.
But no,
just be a little bit warmer.
Also, it felt like the ending. It felt like the ending. Like they got into a room and they were just like, "So what were we gonna do? I don't know. We're building up that whole like monster eating the Eternals thing. I guess that's cool. We also could have the Eternal come out halfway and then just have like Cersei put her hand on the ground and just turn the shit into marble. Yeah,
that was kind of lame.
Let down for the audience. No,
that was absolutely. They telegraphed that though. When she transmuted the deviant, okay, She's stepping it up a notch. Everybody knew she was gonna be the one to transmute that thing into.
I don't care.
Fight that big
They
ass
made me
thing.
care. I didn't care about Cersei.
Oh, they
in the
wouldn't want to
least.
fight in that.
I know, but still, I want to
Nobody.
see it.
First of all, they would have been fighting in space because the Earth would have been destroyed. That thing had pulled themselves out of the grass.
I wanted to see it. I
But
wanted
then
to
what
see
would have
I
it.
can
been the
just
point of even
imagine.
fighting then?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Celestials.
I
Remember in
want to
Guardians.
see it.
Remember in
I just-
Guardians, those Celestials wielded the Infinity Stones and destroyed entire planets.
I don't care. I want to see it.
I mean,
I
they
just
could
imagine
flick
like the
their finger.
Avengers just sitting down, like
Somebody
the
could
fuck's
pull a
going
Hail
on? Like,
Mary and
what the fuck is going on?
do some crazy
We just
shit.
brought back half the fucking world, and then out of nowhere, a giant fucking creature comes out from the center of the earth that almost wiped out all of what we just worked for. Tony died, Natasha died. You know, Steve was a selfish asshole and decided to go back in time and hook up with his missus. Whatever.
Damn.
I mean, he came back. He just took a detour.
So
That's
long way.
it.
Anyway,
They had Captain
So-
America, the black one.
The better one. It's also worse.
Anyway, to finalize my rant, the fuck, I don't know what that movie was. I watched it. I enjoyed it for a superhero movie. I don't know what their intent was. It felt like they were all over the place. I had no care for the actual characters themselves. Like, they just didn't make me care for the characters themselves.
Trying to tell
And
the story, man. That's all. They were just trying to tell a story so they can move on to the next thing, like Moon Knight, Blade, and all of them, and Midnight Suns. That's what they were doing.
yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like they were
Yeah.
just like, "Hey, we gotta turn on a project." You know, we projects due. We gotta turn it in. Like, and they turned it in.
They wanted
But
to
I
bring in
mean,
more characters, and so they
Yeah.
had to find a way to bring in more characters.
exactly.
So
Comics wise, Return of the Disaster Class Hero, my new solo leveling, fantastic. AJ, I recommended that to you already.
I'll check it out.
And it is in the comics channel as well. Well, no, that's actually Return of the Legendary Spirit Knight. There are two that I have missed. I will link the Return of the Disaster Class. Seven Secrets that came out with issue 13. I don't think I've talked about Seven Secrets, but in real quick, it's a comic book basically about the secret organization that's been around since the beginning of time, and they basically maintain the seven secrets that would send the world into chaos. Really fucking good, really good art. AJ, I'm sure you would absolutely love it. Main character is a black teenager, and he could just fucking kicks ass. It's so good. It's all so freaking good. Ordinary Gods also on that same shit, absolutely fire. And then quick one about that. Basically, these gods keep getting reincarnated and forgetting that they're gods. And then there's these evil gods that essentially want them to continue to die and forget their gods. So yeah, fucking great. It's a good comic. Art's fantastic. Storytelling is amazing. And that has been my week. Yeah.
Nice. Want to go next with their
I can go
content
next.
for this week. All right, what's good with you this week, AJ?
So let me make sure I got my list right. First things first is Wheel of Time. I did not expect to like that as much as I did. Pretty much almost burnt myself out on Wednesday just trying to stay awake and watch. I did have to rewind several times because I fell asleep because I had been up like pretty much like 16 hours just like work. Like I was watching, I would like I started watching it on Monday. Only got about an episode, maybe episode and a half in, and then I think Tuesday was just work and Wheel of Time, work and Wheel of Time, work and Wheel of Time, and then after work it was just Wheel of Time, Wheel of Time, all the way till Wednesday, where it was Wheel of Time, and then wake up 3 hours later for work. So I did not know that I was gonna like it that much. I mean I liked almost everything about it. I can't remember the main I don't even remember what the ladies are called. What are they called again? Say it again. Ice
Guy.
Yeah, I can't remember the main one's name, but I don't know why I like that character so much. But she's my favorite character on the show, and I guess maybe that was the point because she was just bad. Like everything she did, I liked the way her character kind of like moved. She was like in secrecy. You could tell she had this whole plan, and she was like, I'm gonna make this thing work. And I have the powers. I know Karl appreciates that. Powers were cool. It really caught me off guard with the giant monsters just showing up out of nowhere. I thought this was a human story, and then these
that caught me off guard too.
Giant monsters just ripping people to shreds. I was not ready for this much like ferocity. Like they was all just dancing at a party. Then I saw the guy get stabbed. I was like, oh, they're about to get Marauders about to show up. And then this giant monster with antlers runs through and just starts ripping people to shreds. And I'm like, it's a different show than I knew there was powers and I knew there was swords and I didn't know there was monsters in there like that. But yeah, so the Trollocs or whatever, that's A+ for me. I did not expect it. Then there was Demon Slayer, obviously caught up. The Sound Ninja, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name. But the Sound
Uzui.
Him. That dude is I mean, they just don't miss, in my opinion, with that show with the characters. Like I pretty much like almost every character on that show. So I'm glad that I remembered that it was actually an anime and that it was in season because I forgot all about that thing like 2 weeks ago. So I just caught up on that. I started watching Star Trek Discovery. It's on Paramount Plus. Halo's coming to Paramount Plus, so I was like, I'm gonna be watching. I unlike certain people on the stream, do not have my sea legs yet, so I'm actually not comfortable moving around in open waters. So I actually
I can help you with that, man.
I'm taking lessons, and hopefully I'll be able to speed someday. But right now I am paying
What,
for
swimming?
actually not taking swimming lessons. I do want to be a pirate someday, so I'm
Oh, I see.
I stretched the metaphor way too far. It's my
You
bad.
need some floaties? I'll send you some floaties.
Some floaties.
But so I started watching Star Trek Discovery because I was always interested in the show, but I never I didn't want to pay money for Paramount Plus, so I wasn't watching
Understandable.
it. I like sci-fi, so and Star Trek is sci-fi royalty, but this is actually good. I like the character. I did not expect it to go the direction it went, for her to be like I expected a different outcome. I thought she was gonna be like Captain Kirk or something like that. She's not like Kirk. It's very different, but obviously it's a black woman, so it's cool to see a black woman in sci-fi. I remember I wanted to do a mashup of my favorite sci-fi heroines and like as like a quick comic, and I was like, yeah. So I started naming them off, and I realized I couldn't find a black one. I was like, I can't find
There's some black here. There's some ones.
There's very few on TV shows. I'm not talking about comics, because comics you can go really deep. Name a TV show where the main character besides Sleepy Hollow is a black woman, or where one of them, not even just main characters, but prominent characters, not side characters who show up for a weekend. Yeah, this Star Trek is one. Not her. She's on the ship, but she ain't like. How many storylines does she get? Like one every 10 episodes.
Back then that was more than enough.
Back then she was lucky to have that, but that's not the same as more than enough.
Right.
I mean, yes. I mean, you're right. Not more than enough. Yes, she was lucky to have 2 or 3. Or the kit, nah, that wouldn't work.
But that's my thing, is like there aren't a lot of shows where there are black women in sci-fi, so I was happy to see it. I think Megan Good had like 8 episodes of Minority Report or something like that.
Halle Berry had Extant.
Oh yeah. I never watched that, so I didn't. I mean, it just didn't look like my kind of show.
Not really, but I guess yeah. She was a companion. There was
But
two of them.
I'll never watch Doctor Who. It's British. You guys know about me and British
Wow,
stuff. I
terrible.
mean, unless we're talking about Luther, which is the only BBC show I've ever watched
Wheel of
like all
Time,
the way through.
British.
Robert Jordan's British. Like
But the
it's
whole
Robert
show
Jordan.
isn't British.
Yeah, the
Who's
show is not
Robert
British.
Jordan? Who's Robert Jordan?
Robert Jordan's the person who wrote the first book and the first like 10 books or something like that. However many books there
Oh,
are.
so you're sensitive to British rules.
No, I
actors.
can't hate all British stuff. I hate British television.
Got
I can't hate all British stuff. The country that I am a citizen of is founded in a lot of British stuff, so it's like impossible to hate everything British. But I will do my best, is how I feel. So anyway, so not watching Doctor Who. So there's very few shows in general with black everyone's that are sci-fi related. It's like they don't think black people watch sci-fi, and specifically black women watch sci-fi. So it was good to see there was a black character, and it's Star Trek, which, like I said, sci-fi royalty. So I checking it out. I like it. I'm in on it already. I'm three episodes in. There's 4 seasons, so I got plenty of binge material. And I think for as long as video content, there's still a Book of Boba Fett I watched as well, which starting to get cool. The Wookiee is like that's the greatest designed Star Wars character I've ever seen. Like in terms of just visual aesthetic, like he just looks like the embodiment of somebody who will kill you. Like that's what he looks like. You know, like most Wookiees look lame to me. Like Chewbacca looks lame. Like he really does. Like he's tall, he's long, but Chewbacca looks like he's missing meals. Like this Wookiee eats. This Wookiee eats well.
The galactic hero. God damn.
That's true. He is a galactic hero, and they need to feed that man. Feed Chewbacca.
And maybe he's vegan. You don't know.
That's probably it. He does got that vegan shape. He's a slim looking Wookiee. Yeah. So this guy's eating meat though. This guy over here is a carnivore. He's on an all protein diet. This Wookiee is huge, and his background is used to be in like the Tatooine gladiator kind of like scene. So he's just this big bear looking dude. He's got like the spike shoulders. He wears electric brass knuckle basic things. Yeah. And a huge cannon on his back, dreadlocks. It's the best designed Star Wars character I've ever seen. Like besides the Mandalorian himself, like that's the only other character I could think that visually is like just cool looking from a distance. And so Book of Boba Fett starting to get good though. I did not like the first episode or the second episode really because they were so heavily focused on the Sand People and they're just not my favorite characters in Star Wars. But really enjoying the Book of Boba Fett. I read so much manga this week Boruto, Dragon Ball Super, all that stuff. So my manga list is just out there. I don't even want to name them all because not all of them are good, but some of them are.
Oh, not all of them.
Damn. I've been reading Excellence, which is a comic about black wizards. The artist is Karl Randolph. I forget who the writer is, but it's a pretty interesting story. It's weird. It's like a group of black wizards, but they only help white people achieve their goals. Like that's like
is the writer white?
No, the writer, they're all black, which is why I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And the main character's trying to topple the society, by the way. So there's some like let's break down this system, but like literally like white these black wizards who are like this order of black wizards, and their job is to make sure certain people's lives turn out good so that the world can progress. And every one of those people has been white so far. They haven't helped a black person yet.
The opposite of Lovecraft Country.
I've never watched that. You know why? You add a horror aspect to anything, and I'm out.
I forgot.
But yeah. So I was like, this is weird, but I stuck with it. The art's great. Karl Randolph is one of my favorite artists. Period. So just the art's gonna be good. It's just a weird concept. I'm only like a third way through the entire run. Right as of right now, I don't know if it's continuing, but almost finished with that, and then I bought Yu-Gi-Oh on my Switch.
Yeah, you
and
did.
and
Mistake.
yeah. I'm
You
I'm
deserve it.
I'm enjoying it though. Like it's bad because I shouldn't have purchased the game on my Switch.
You deserve it.
But I'm enjoying it a lot. Like I literally I'm just like reliving matches from when I used to watch the show all the time as a kid. So I'm reliving the matches.
The Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, man.
Kaiba.
Yeah. Then Seto Kaiba and
Exodia.
yeah. Hey man, I almost got to get an Exodia a run on somebody, but
I remember being
that-
disturbed.
they time ran out.
Because I saw that character and I just knew I was gonna hear a high pitch. And I just hear like this deep voice. And
So that's Yami Yugi, not Yugi Yugi. Yugi has a high pitched voice. When he turns into Yami Yugi, his voice gets deep.
Sure. I totally didn't watch an entire episode. Heard me when I
You
heard
singing the
that.
theme song while you playing?
I may have built it out of tune.
That's a yes.
I didn't do it on purpose. I was just walking. I put the game down. I was walking, and it just came out, and I was like,
"It's time
Time to do.
That's the part I did right there. That's the part I did, and I was like, glad nobody was here to see that.
Well, nobody witnessed that.
Yeah, nobody saw that. Tiff
It had
saw
the
it,
same.
but she don't
It had the
count.
same beat as the Mummy's live intro.
And I think that's it. I think we could end it on me singing the Yu-Gi-Oh American theme song. Who knows what it sounds like in Japanese? Probably cooler.
Probably. All right, cool. Karl or JK? Let's go with y'all niggas this week.
I could go.
All right, go ahead.
So, watch a handful of movies with the wife. We watch Eternals.
Nice.
How'd you like it?
Well done.
You know, it's not horrendous. It's
Tremendous.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the point, but you know, there's powers and
How's your
the bar's low. The bar is low for me. It's fine.
I thought you were gonna say it's the greatest movie of all time. There's nothing but powers in that movie.
Yes. So I appreciated that, but yeah. So in the post credits, you know, I was thinking I was gonna see Doctor Strange because the look of the powers, the how everything looked, I'm like, that looks Doctor Strange-ish how he does his powers, and I thought for sure there's gonna be a tie-in. Supposedly Doctor Strange movies is gonna be coming soon, so I'm like, yeah. Let's see what the Doctor Strange tie-in is there. Didn't freaking happen. I forgot what the post-credit thing was, but
there's two of them. One of them was that the Celestial that made them was pissed off, so he took the three that were still on Earth, and he was like, "Y'all niggas going to trial, basically, to see if this Earth place was worth y'all screwing up, you know, creating a Celestial." And then the second one was, what's her name's Cersei's boyfriend or Harrington. What's his name? Kit Harington's character. He was getting ready to open up that box, which contains the Ebony Blade, because supposedly, I guess he's Black Knight in the Marvel Universe. Or
opened up the box, and then Blake said, "You sure you want to do that?"
Yeah,
it was doing all that stuff.
Yeah, and then Blade was the voice that was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" So that's who that was.
Were you ready for that one or two?
Yeah, whatever you said. The guy who was talking off camera was Mahershala Ali.
Right. So neither one of those
had anything to do with Doctor Strange.
That I was so I was like, okay, so is it just completely coincidental that the powers kind of similar?
I think that there's only so many ways you can make powers look before you tread back over. Like Doctor Strange, they did that. they intentionally avoided the tropes with Doctor Strange. Like they didn't want to make powers look like lightning bolts and energy blasts and like Harry Potter spells. So they intentionally avoided all of the like magic tropes and tried to make Doctor Strange magic as unique as possible. But in doing so, you're gonna tread over other stuff that's not magic, that's supposed to be like energy projection or mutant abilities or whatever. So I think that's just what happened.
They tried to make it Doctor Strange was more mythical, parallel dimension magic. Eternals was more celestial, cosmic magic.
But it wasn't even really magic as much as it was just
not
like
magic, but like cosmic.
it was like
power.
science, but so far to the point where it's like quantum physics being like they're manipulating the quantum realm almost because like they're that's kind of what the power cosmic is, right?
But exactly, like when I think of that, I think of multi-dimensions. So that was correlating strongly in my head to Doctor Strange. So I'm like, oh yeah, all that's freaking related. I thought. But anyway,
It's related as particle physics is to Newtonian physics.
This man here, boy.
There's a distant relationship, sure.
Yeah, they both use the word physics.
There's more than that, AJ, and I think you know that. What a jerk. Moving on. But yeah, we watched some other movies that's kind of like no-namers. We watched this one, Aliens one. Oh, and we watched this Indian one was pretty good. I thought it was gonna be like an Indian version of Crazy Rich Asians. Not quite that, but it was Indian what is it? Sweets and Spices, I think it was called. Anyway, it was like Indian family, but takes place in America. You know, this chick is in college, comes from a well-to-do family, and you know, she's sort of falling for the guy on the opposite. Some other way of telling West Side Story, essentially, with an Indian twist and
East Side Story.
absolutely
Far East Side Story.
You know, but the twist was like with the mom, right? So you know, she and her mom had like a strained relationship, and you know, she apparently was very different when the mother was, and there was whole trauma and all that. So that was like the little twist. I actually enjoyed the heck out of that movie. I think that was Prime Video as well. I will watch a few others that are very forgettable, but those two stuck out. I was binging A Discovery of Witches, and I just knew I had a full season 3. That was not the case. So is it the season 3? And looks like I have to wait on Saturdays for that to come.
There's a consequence to binging, my friend.
Look, they need to prepare for me. They know what time.
No, you binging without looking, you're like jumping into the pool. You're not checking how deep it is. That's you. You don't dive into a pool head first without at least checking to see if this is a diving pool. Is this a diving pool? Because if it's not a diving pool, don't dive into the pool. You're gonna crack your skull. That's what happened to you.
Look, am I gonna slow down on the binge because I know? So all that's gonna do it's like Sunday evening, thinking about work the next day. I don't want that from. Enjoy it till I hit it, and then it's just like, because the heartbreak's coming no matter what. But I don't want to stretch out the period of heartbreak thinking about, oh, I'm almost done. No, I don't want to do that. But anyway, so
you'd rather run into the brick wall or you'd rather get hit by the bus not knowing it's coming. Like you'd rather walk into the street and just bus hits you and then you wake up dead. But
yes,
you know,
yes, spot on. But
so you're muted again.
Sorry, I was just laughing at him being like, yes, exactly that experience.
but that show's really cool. So I like it. So a lot of shows that do like supernatural stuff with a little science, I feel like they go a little heavy on the science, which dulls the whole mystical power side. And that pisses me off. Like, I like science and all great, but let's not stand in the way of powers because, and I feel like they strike the right balance. And now, I think at this period, they're moving more into the science because they're trying to find a cure to blood rage, which is a vampire disease, which you can't control yourself and you just destroy human bodies. You bite them all, tear their bodies apart. And this is a problem because they in their society, if you're found to have blood rage, they kill you and all of your children, aka vampires you've sired, all the way down. Like they eliminate your entire line. Because it increases the risk of them being exposed to humans and all that. So they don't want that. So they're trying to cure this because the main character struggles with blood rage, and there's a whole lot going on. So I'm
The
not.
main character just needs to get them some True Blood, right? Solve the problem.
No, it's not. So first of all, he's figured out how to control himself. The problem is there was a side child that he turned out of spite to give that person blood. So this person was aware that he was a vampire and his family were vampires, and they threatened back in like the Crusade times to expose the family. So he killed his entire family and then decided it was too easy to kill him. So he turned him, knowing that there would be a great chance that he'd have blood rage, and that if he couldn't expose his family without
So
and about 1,000 years later, so now the rush is to get some scientists to help cure blood rage. And that's just like a side story component. The title is A Discovery of Witches. So the main character, beast of a witch, that seems to be like one of, if not the most powerful witch in history, where she apparently can do all the elemental spells, and she's a weaver, and she could weave with different elements. Where if it's super rare that you're a weaver, and still almost never can you weave more than weave. I think there's four
You're
or
going
five.
in and out a little bit, Karl.
yeah,
My bad. So she could things. Anyway, it's a rich story. There's a whole bunch of side stories, and what I like is none of the side stories ever become uninteresting or you lose interest in them. Like you stay interested in all the threads, even the main story. So job that's on Prime Video. Discovery Witches. I caught up on World Trigger, and I feel like these last 2 episodes of World Trigger just hit another level in animation quality. Like, not that the animation was for that. Like, I don't know what it was, but I was always just drawn story and all
Your
that.
mic is going in and out still.
yeah.
Still,
I
Yeah.
don't know what's up with that.
I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't. Let me check if it's using the right thing.
Sounds
It
like you need a
is.
PC.
I feel like it's garbage. Discord. Every platform I use Discord, it's trash. So be it. But yeah, so I never really came to World Trigger for that aspect, but like the angles, the how dynamic the scenes look, it's just like when that I think it was the last one that they had in one-on-one, the gunner fight, and he
Yeah,
was like
versus
running towards the
Mia. Yeah, that was the best scene. Yes.
I was just like, this is ridiculous. It looked amazing. Like they got the shake, like they were doing some reflections with like the gun play. I was just like, this is incredible. So that's been good. What else did I watch? I think I started like the world's greatest. I didn't start it. Like I'm somewhat down the road with the world's greatest assassin, but I haven't.
The one where he gets reincarnated in a different
Yes,
world.
yes. So I think I watched like an episode or two recently. So I still have a few of those banked because I had binged it, caught up, and sat it down for a while. So I think I have a couple in the chambers. So I might catch up with that in the upcoming week. But I watch one of. Um, it seems like we're finally going to get to the point where I'm at anyway, where the hero is here and he has to really. It's about that time now to start trying to figure out how to kill the hero. So so that could get interesting. Did I watch anything else? Yes, Shaman King. So I've been starting that. Shaman King has been getting a little juicy as well. I think I have a few episodes left there, so that's exciting. So it looks like, every 3 months or so they're gonna drop. Been for the past 6 months, it seems. Like they'll just drop like 5 to 10
Yeah.
hiatus for a month or two and then drop some more.
Mhm.
So I prefer that. I hate waiting a year. Nice. So I'm watching that, and then of course, like everybody else said, played some Halo with the new playlist.
I didn't play
Full,
any Halo.
fully anticipated to hate that anything that's not Slayer, it's whatever. But it is Slayer, kind of. So I wasn't mad at it. And the fact that, they gave you so much more XP, you could level up super fast. That's appreciated as well. Yeah, I think that's it for the most part.
All right. JK, what's good with you this week, man?
The grant. Okay, I don't know what happened
What?
now. So sorry, I don't know if y'all can hear that horn.
Oh no,
Nope.
no. We didn't hear
Okay,
that.
good. Yeah, it just
Am I
threw me
being
off guard.
chased?
No, I don't know. I guess somebody outside. So yeah, so this week I have been watching a bunch of shit. Peacemaker, fucking hilarious. Did not expect John Cena to be all that great after Suicide Squad, but it's been pretty good. I like it. I especially like the black. I get. Well, they say she's the lead and Peacemaker is the co-star, so I find that interesting. But she is apparently Amanda Waller's daughter, who was recruited on to whatever mission that they're doing. But it's been pretty good so far. Learned about some new villains and some new anti-heroes. Almost like Deadpool a little bit. But Peacemaker, Star Trek Discovery, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow. Flash hasn't came back yet. Naomi, which has been pretty good.
Flash is still going?
Huh?
I said Flash is still going?
Yeah.
What are they still talking about?
Right now, well, it's on the hiatus, but
Is it yet
the
another
next,
speedster?
well, it's the twins,
Twin.
I guess
Oh, Bart
Art and
and
Nora are
I
going.
didn't know Nora. I didn't know they were twins.
Well, they're not twins, but brother and
They're
sister.
siblings. Yeah, I know they're siblings.
Siblings, yeah.
I was saying I didn't know they were twins.
I
So
know the
Barry
comics. I know the comics.
is done.
Huh?
So no Barry anymore.
No, Barry's still there, but they're trying to save the timeline now because somebody went back to try and erase different things. So they're trying to fix the timeline basically. So they're trying to be like timeline, almost like DC Legends of Tomorrow, except with speedsters.
Oh yeah,
That
that's a great
sounds
formula.
terrible.
That's a great
That
formula to
sounds
follow right
horrible.
there.
That's like
DC
the worst
Legends.
TV show I think I've ever seen.
Superhero TV show by far.
Yeah.
I would rather watch like what's that one you used to watch? Mantis. I'd rather watch Mantis.
is
was bad.
Huh?
Mantis was baller. At least
I'm not saying
it's
yeah, it was baller when you were in 5th grade. I'm sure it's not baller now. That's my point, and I'd still rather watch it. I'd rather watch like I don't know old episodes of
Or
the Incredible Hulk.
Nightman or Animal Man.
I've never even heard of that.
Or the Bionic Man or any of those older
Bionic Man was baller. What are you talking
right back then? Nobody's seen that. When's the last time you saw Bionic Man? Huh?
AJ, that's not important. I'm sure it's still.
That's what I'm talking about. You probably looked much closer to the picture on your birth certificate than you do to your driver's
How
license.
dare you? How dare you?
Disrespectful. And on that note, I'm gonna keep moving on. Been watching Archives 81. That was pretty good. What other joint did I watch? There's another Netflix joint I watched. I can't remember what it was. On Prime, I started watching Discovery of Witches. I gotta start watching that again. Nothing on Hulu, HBO Max. They had Young Justice on HBO Max, but it kind of went on hiatus, I guess. Doctor Who, but that went on a little hiatus too.
Is there still new episodes of Doctor Who?
Yeah, they're trying to finish out Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, and they're trying to pick a new one. There was a lot of backlash on her being the Doctor.
Yeah,
a lot of backlash. It was kind of very not demean, but
it's like sexist,
disappointing.
it was definitely sexist.
Yeah.
What's the backlash? Because she's a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman. There's never been a woman doctor before.
She wasn't fulfilling the role as other doctors, which were all men. A whole bunch of, but they have a black. They're showing on the show. There's a black female who she is another reincarnation of her. So she's more badass, more soldier like. But we'll see what happens there.
She is the Doctor.
I can't get into that show. I don't understand. I don't get it either. I tried to watch the first, like when they when they brought it back, like that first season, and I was like,
Eggleston.
I have no idea. It was like mannequins coming alive or something like that.
That's what Christopher Eggleston and Billy Piper.
Oh my gosh, I could not stand it.
My wife was into it for a little bit.
That's surprising.
Everyone was David Tennant and Matt Smith by far.
My wife loves British shows.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Me and Secret usually agree on most shows, but I cannot follow her down that road.
Can't get down with the Brits.
Nah, I can't follow her down that road.
Like she watched Pram Face on.
Yeah.
I've been watching Kamen Rider again.
Ooh, that's a throwback.
Cause I mixed the last season. I didn't really like, so I stopped watching that. But this one I like. It's about inner demons and then utilizing inner demons that are in people to it's a Tokus. Oh god damn it! I forgot how to
Don't
pronounce
have a
it.
stroke.
Shut up. Shut up. But it's the same people that were responsible for Super Sentai. Basically, they're in the same realm.
Super hentai?
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
Hey, y'all talk about me.
That is why we can't watch anime with other people in the room.
No, y'all can't watch anime.
Super hentai.
I can't. I embraced it long before. No joking.
You're saying.
So that's exactly why I watch it.
I mean, every once in a while. Not joking.
Wow.
Hey man, don't yuck his yum, man. Let him.
I might have to yuck it.
The hell no, y'all might yuck it. It's getting cut.
Nah, but hey, live your life, man.
Let's see, anime.
Except yourself.
My God.
I tried watching that. What's it? The Eater Chronicles on Netflix. The one where about the kid find out his parents are from another world. They get assassinated.
Oh God, no, I couldn't get into that.
It was
That
first episode was kind of a drag. I was like, I can't watch this. I was trying to get in that, but I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, that whole thing was not good.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be good.
Demon Slayer, Fire last episode with Nezuko finally getting her wings.
Or horns.
Blood art.
She's an angel. Okay.
How many episodes are they in so far?
4, 5.
You talking about for the season or for the? Are you talking about for the
season?
season? Oh, for the season, yeah, they're only in like 5.
Yeah.
Out of how many you think?
Probably in the 20s.
At least 20. You think 20?
20. Yeah, because they're gonna go until like summer, fall, most likely.
Okay. So maybe like 24.
Yeah, I always think 20. I always go 24 with anime.
Yet?
Huh?
So
did they fight Michael Jackson yet?
Nah, they ain't fight Michael Jackson.
Who's Michael Jackson?
The
criminal. He looked like
main demon.
Oh, he calls him Michael Jackson.
He do look like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he got the smooth criminal fit on. That's
he
true.
Does.
I didn't think about it.
He look like an extra for Michael Jackson.
No, but he be changing bodies anyway.
He do.
Right now he's Little Mike because he's a
little
kid.
boy.
Yeah, he's Little Mike.
He's ABC 1, 2, 3.
He's getting whooped by what's his name?
Bless you.
What's the dude? What's the father's name?
Joe Jackson.
Judge, he getting beat.
Nah, Joe wouldn't mess with his version of Mike.
Nah, Joe wouldn't even cross that line.
Nah.
Joe be like, oh, never mind. You got it.
His heart ripped out.
Get shredded.
One Piece. Been watching. I finished Welcome to Demon School. Iruma-kun.
I know you ain't finished
I
One
still need to
Piece.
finish that.
What did you say? I didn't finish what?
I said when you said I finished, I was like, I know you're not about to say One Piece.
Hell no. One Piece is on for the next 20 years.
You know who hasn't finished One Piece? The writer of One Piece. That's who needs to finish One Piece.
Exactly, the motherfucker.
Ooh, speaking of, Bleach is coming back for their. I'm excited.
When? What's the date?
I don't know the date. I just know they're coming back. I saw the trailer. They got the song and everything. I'm ready.
Look,
they done remix the fight song.
Is he going to merge his Bankai with Fullbring?
No, not at all.
No, that's too overpowered.
It's not really too much power because to be completely honest, his Bankai really isn't even his Bankai.
Facts.
Like this whole arc is about finding out why he's all weird the way he is anyway. Like it's about his
mama's weird and his dad is weird.
Yeah,
right.
His people's weird.
His people's weird. Your people weird. You gonna
He's a little bit everything. So his dad was moseying around, the spirit realm, trying to get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's his dad's fault.
Yeah. I want to see
was always messing with stuff.
And Fullbring together.
To be honest, Ichigo's the most disappointing part about that arc. Like everybody else does some cool stuff, and you meet some cool
characters
who aren't part of they're like above the regular captains. So there's some
crazy.
captains above the captains, like even above what's his name, Yamato or whatever the
Get out of
main,
here.
yeah, no, they could kill him too, right? Like there's like 4 or 5 people that are above him. They protect the Spirit King. So
Spirit King.
anyway, that's what this part is about.
Okay, interesting. All right, go ahead, JK. My bad. Derailed you with Bleach.
Also, Euphoria.
Okay.
I blame my family brother for getting me to that because I wasn't gonna watch it, and then I watched the first episode. I was like, "This is wild.
What's
gonna happen next?"
So, yeah,
this is even more wild. Okay, this is not the childhood I had.
It continues. Not right. This is not the childhood I had. Nigga.
I'll be dead, gone, and buried to the next life.
Social media, baby.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, so caught up to all the way to season 2. Fucking hilarious. World Trigger, about to try to finish that up. Game wise, Halo, Apex, Hero, Hired Gun, Necromunda.
Did you finish that?
No, I haven't finished it yet. It's very not RPGs, but it's like you can rank up abilities, you find loot to rank up guns. So it's not like a just go through shooter and you get guns as you go. But it's in the Warhammer series, so it's very interesting to see that, because I'll definitely get Space Marine 2 when it comes out.
Space Marines.
Yeah, because that shit looks fire. Let's see. Deathloop I haven't played since December. Horizon Zero Dawn I'm trying to beat before February. What else? Halo, Serious Sam, me and Crest I'm playing, which is a wild game.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, like this, it's like somebody built a sandbox. It's like, hey, you thought Doom was wild? We about to bring aliens and demons all together.
Hey, what's the difference?
That's what 2023 is gonna be.
No.
Aliens and demons.
Okay. Well,
coronavirus is gonna finish out, and then
what's the difference between an alien and a demon?
Aliens from an unknown space outside of Earth, demons from an unknown parallel universe.
Are demons still aliens? Just from a
different
from a different dimension and not a different planet?
Yeah, they're dimensional aliens.
Same thing. Both of them, same thing. Both of them will eat you and kill you, impregnate you.
You don't know. They could be friendly.
They do all the same stuff, man.
It could be here. You never know. That's what Archive 81 was about. Deep state.
I thought it was about crazy white people, according to you.
Just like
that's what I've heard too.
It is, but it's it's a little bit more than that. But if you haven't watched Peacemaker, I highly recommend it. The intro. I'm not gonna lie, the intro scene for Peacemaker, I was like, if I was on set watching this, I'll be busting out laughing. It would not hold my laughter the entire time.
I just don't like that character. Costume design really throws me off.
Yeah, I know it's intentionally supposed to be bad though, right?
What?
Yeah, yes, it's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah,
but like
still.
so is Deadpool, but
it's interesting though. They do have characters that are from the comics, like White Dragon,
White Dragon,
Vigilante,
right?
Yeah, Judo Master, hilarious. But it's pretty good. I think that is it. Oh, can't wait till 28th. Morbius comes out in February 28th.
That's it.
I think. There's a lot of shows coming out on the 28th. I know that for sure. There's a Korean show called We we all die or we're all dead or something like that. It's like a zombie movie.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
That sounds like something Adrian's gonna watch.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Totally.
I'm interested. I'm totally interested.
That'd be something I'm gonna watch.
No, it's something I'm gonna watch. We're gonna watch that as Blurred Dimension.
Oh, we should watch it together. There you go. React to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Y'all be ready for that content.
Yeah,
Y'all be ready for it.
All right, that's it for you, JK.
Yeah, I'm the grand finale. I know y'all want to play Halo. I know y'all being restless.
Y'all gotta do y'all draft first, don't y'all?
Oh yeah. We gotta do
draft.
Oh yeah, we gotta do draft.
Karl, you sound so excited, bro.
Sounds so excited. Your team captain.
Do you want to volunteer somebody else?
Everybody knows.
Your team captain.
So am I picking first?
We gotta flip
a coin. Flip a
coin.
coin.
First of all, what game are we playing first?
You can do the flip a coin through Chrome.
You can do flip a coin through Chrome.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is the 2022 racial draft.